here. But oh, y'all niggas don't do shit. This is some of y'all niggas' first and only job you've ever had. So
Oh,
you're complaining about work, but you don't realize that you don't do shit here. Like you don't do like out of an 8 hour day, my true job, like I'm on post. We may be on post up to okay, I'm a guy. So on most days we're on post up to like shit, an hour 20 minutes
right.
on each post. So on a bit on a fucked up day, we got like 3 hours and some a change of work. But outside of that, we pretty much good.
Right. Yeah. Nah, I
So you
mean,
really
hey
can't
man, that's
complain.
half the battle right there. Is just finding something that the job itself, I like to do it. It works for me, and it's not stressful on like my commute or my time, and it pays me a wage that is fair and reasonable, and I'm able to sustain my livelihood. Like them, that's pretty
Oh
much
yeah.
the trifecta of like what you would want from a gig. Everything else would be bonuses and like, all right, word. I also got room for growth, all that shit. But like them three things is usually the main three things. That's like, ugh,
Like I think like
this is what's making this not feel good. So it makes it more stressful because I'm doing this, but I'm not seeing the benefit of it. If you can get them three things, you start to see it, and it's like, all right. I was there when I first started.
and
Like, I see the potential. This works. I like what I'm doing. It's close. It allows me to do what I want to do, and it pays me a way that I feel is fair and I can like live off of. And that's
and there's
all you
room for
want.
growth.
Yeah, I know it can get even better than this, but right now this is good and I'm content. So if I can be content here, everything else I'm gonna be even better with. So
Exactly.
that's
And
dope
with the
there.
joint
That's
I
dope.
got, and with the type of joint I got, you feel me? Like being I work for the organization I work for. If anything comes up in any auxiliary organization or somewhat close, they'll help you train for the interview and help you train so you can try to get that job. They don't try to pigeonhole you or keep you where you at. They all about trying to push you forward so you can do better for yourself. Feel me? So I love that shit.
That's
Feel me?
that's
So
that's dope
shit
right there. That's what you want
shit
from a
come
job.
up, they let you already know about shit that's coming up in different parts of the organization. Like the shit is I fuck with it. Like out of all the things I've done, all the years of employment, I've been working for damn near 3 decades, if not longer.
Hey
I
man,
love it.
I told you I'm
I
trying to
love
get on, bro. I'm trying to get on when I come up there, man. I gotta it's another spot that I can get to easily if I get a job up that way. So let me know.
it. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I got like, and
Bet.
I can start as soon as the 2nd of July.
Bet. So shit. Like I said, they always gonna be putting the Jones on the site I gave you last time
Yeah,
for
yeah,
the
yeah.
for
We gonna
the
talk more
yeah.
offline too.
Oh yeah,
Anyway, because I'm about to
already.
be up there, but yeah,
You
I'm just
already
letting
know.
you know, put it on your radar. So when you hear shit,
You already.
yeah,
Already.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, man, what up, Pat?
P
He says
Dizzle.
you here, Pat. Pat, I see you. You good, boy?
Ready. Ready. Tat.
He on mute for some
Good.
reason. Maybe he's
Mm-hmm.
not in here yet.
They still setting up, getting everything together in the studio.
I guess so. He said he in. He texted me said he in, and then I let him into the onto the stage,
He
but
had
I
he
don't
had
hear
to
him, and
beat
I
the
see the
groupers
mute.
away with a baseball bat away from the door. He had to get the groupers away from the door. I understand, Pat. Get them away so you can do your thing, man.
Yeah, we don't need no Shannon Sharp moments in the middle of the pod.
Yeah, no.
Oh man, you ready for this talk, man?
Oh yes, I'm definitely ready.
I felt
Definitely.
that you were too ready when I saw the dog. I was like, oh yeah, there's something on his spirit. He about to get some shit off.
I just felt like the way that we want to take things and change things is only fitting that we show a certain level of vulnerability, but still being able to be ourselves in the vulnerability. You feel me? Like I feel like when a lot of people show vulnerability side, they're not them true selves. They try to be all soft and shit, but Not us. When we're vulnerable, we're still ourselves. You feel me? We still be able to talk
Yep.
and joke through the shit we're vulnerable about, and that's the good thing about our show and about this podcast because we're able to be vulnerable and still have that good humor.
Indeed. Indeed. Hold on one second, Pat. You there? He said he can't hear anything for some reason. Hey, I say maybe go out and come back in, broski. What's good, Kim? Peace, fam. Peace, fam. Good to see you, sis. But yeah, we're trying to get Pat in here. But yeah, uh, shit, man. We might as well go and get into it. By the time Pat get in, he can jump right on in. It'll probably be his turn anyway.
I am hustling, moving day every day.
Welcome to the Podnas with Phace, Pat, and Tiz.
Who the fuck you think you fucking with? I'm the fucking boss.
Peace, peace, peace. What's good? What's good? What's up, guys? Welcome to the Podnas. This is a show with three friends separated by distance, connected by brotherhood, having weekly conversations that you can join in on. And as always, we're glad y'all here. I'm one third of the partners on your boy Tiz. I'm along with.
You know, you know, you know. It's your boy Face in the place, man. And I'm hoping the other third is here by now. Is he here?
He is not here just yet. He is
All
still
right.
he has some technical
Still getting
difficulties
together.
on the way. You said what?
Well, for the other third, he is Pat, and he'll be joining us very very soon.
Yes, very, very, very soon. But yeah, man, we up in this thing, man. It's been a week. I'm here. I'm very much glad to hear that your week is going better than some of the previous weeks we've had here, and that things are looking up on many different fronts. And as always, man, especially in Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, like I definitely want to, continue to, urge you to reach out to any and all resources, including myself, to make sure that you get what you need as far as that aspect. But definitely glad to see you in a better place, and as your brother, man, I'm very proud of you, and I'm happy to see you. Happy to see you happy today, and I love you, man.
I appreciate that, brother, man. I'm trying to stay in that happiness. There always going to be obstacles that come that way, but I try to keep looking at for them silver liners in these great clouds and leaning towards those. Because the light is the way I need to go, and the darkness only keeps you in them dark shadows and keep you down and depressed. So shadows, no, brightness, yeah. So keep looking for the good part. Keep looking for the good spots.
100, 100. And I think we got the boy in here, the man, the myth, the legend, the other third of the partners. Is that the boy, Pat?
Yep. Pat's here. Pat is back.
Yes,
Pat with the
sir.
bat, big Pat with the bat. What's happening, man?
I did have a
Yes,
back.
sir. How you doing this week, my brother?
I'm good. Still kind of waiting on the ride to get home, but I'm here.
Oh, shit.
hmm
That was like an hour and some change ago. 2 hours ago almost.
It started raining, and when it,
Oh, yeah, that thunderstorm shit, it definitely hit. You
yeah,
try to get a
so
ride share?
yeah,
Yeah,
and
they
they
be
kept,
putting that. They'll shut that shit down for the driver sometime, depending on how bad the storm is.
yeah, and then the goddamn my driver kept changing. Like I had like 5 different drivers in a matter of 30 minutes. So I
Did you
said, "Fuck
did you
that
get
shit."
one yet?
Nah, I'm gonna just chill until we done or whatever, and then go from
Are you in
there.
a safe space?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Cool beans. Cool beans.
Do you feel safe?
Always.
All right. Well, I mean, I
Okay.
know you feel safe because you, but I'm asking, like, is the place that you at actually safe?
Yeah.
Okay. All
Is
right.
it
For sure.
well?
For sure.
Is it well lit? And do you know the exit?
Nigga,
Nigga,
what?
yes.
All
Yes.
right.
I'm like right tell you the truth, I'm right behind my job at my homeboy crib. Without a joke.
All right.
They ain't but 5 minutes
See,
away.
listeners, we not like most motherfuckers. I'm actually a real caring friend, so I actually care about the well being of the motherfuckers I know. So
And I appreciate
yeah,
Indeed, man. We got to make sure. Hey, look. check on your strong friends. It's something I learned from Brother Channing Crowder from the Pivot Podcast, but I definitely think that that's a very apropos
And it's a Royce.
theme for the month. Just check on your strong friends. You know your boys, you know they got it, but you still got to check on them because even those of us who might got it, we still going through shit. We still are struggling, and a lot of times we will suffer in silence. And I don't extend this just to men, but I'm focusing on my black brethren because that's who I most connect with. And hey, man, a lot of times it's your strongest friend that's probably carrying the most because he's that strong. So check on him. Make sure he good. Offer resources if you got him. Offer a kind ear, a kind word, just something. Offer something, but don't leave your people out here just stranded on their own, man. And if you're a ride share, man, y'all services, it's some of us drivers that's willing to go get these people or go get this whatever in the weather, man. Give us the option. Like, I don't know what kind of waivers y'all got to add to the process or whatever, but I think that's crazy that if somebody is in the middle of a thunderstorm, they can get stuck somewhere just because it's a severe weather warning. Like, it's people that may have their vehicle that can actually do it, and you got to allow them the chance to do it because you don't want people out here stranded just because of that. So, just something to the ride share people and the delivery people out there, the companies out there. Like, that's a policy that y'all can change and make it a little easier. But yeah, I digress.
Two things.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for considering me a strong friend, and that's also a song from Royce the 5'9".
What?
Check on your strong friends.
That's right. I'm gonna have to go listen to it out of the pod now.
I'll see if I can find it. And then you know how he
I
raps.
did not know.
So I will say, you know how he raps. So I prepare yourself for that type of rap.
No, it's cool. You know, I like the layered shit. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with layered rap. I just needed to be a good song. I don't like layered rap. Just like
it was all.
It's a conversation for later because I don't want to go too hard tonight because we got a lot of real topics to discuss tonight.
Wow.
But Wayne is one of them people. Like, yeah, I get it's layered, but it's not a good song. And I think that's what I do more leaning towards. So yeah, I can listen to Royce. Royce makes good music to me. Okay. I was on him when he first came out with when it was him and Eminem and they were the bad and the evil or some shit like that.
Yeah, that was my shit.
Yeah, that was my shit back in the day.
Ironically, he has an album called Layers.
Oh, that's great. Okay, so he just got a song or an album for everything that I'm about to say for the next 25 minutes is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? All right, that works. No, it works for me. Shit.
Yep. You 5'9" right now. You 5'9".
Hey, look, man, I don't want a 5'9" no more. I don't want a 5'9". This ain't got nothing to do with nothing, and then we can go ahead and get into the topic for tonight. But hey, man, listen to me, man. I know what I said when she first came out. I'm gonna continue to stand corrected. Glorilla look amazing. Okay, I don't have nothing else to say past that. I don't have a talking point based off of it. I just wanted to make that statement publicly. Fuck what I was ever talking about. That woman look amazing. God damn. And shout out to her. Okay, we can go ahead and get into the show proper.
I think she got a nose job.
I don't give a damn. That woman look amazing. It's scary. That woman looks amazing. Shout out to you, Glow. Yeah, Glow. All right. I'm done.
Ooh, Jesus. Ooh. Now, as we go into the top,
at the BET Award.
Jesus Christ. Now, as we go into the topics, I'm gonna need you to read the topics from the docket because I can't access the docket or with this device I got. So as we go into them, if you just read it off, I can definitely kick it off.
Not a problem at all. So the first topic you had on the docket for the night: has there been a failed relationship that you look back on and take more or less accountability in the downfall now that you are older? Okay.
Damn right. I know I do. Both more and less accountability because I have a clearer mind that I look back. Because they know you just say hindsight is 2020. So you tend to have a clear mind when you look back on situations you're no longer in and you've grown past and grown from.
Right.
So, how about y'all? We can go into details. We can go what we've
Oh, we can
learned
go there.
and the
I
situation.
got a few
We
of them.
can definitely go there. Oh, definitely. And I know for sure, Pat. I know for sure you got one or two. So,
All of them.
what y'all think?
I got you. So I'm gonna focus on my big three relationships. I'll say the three relationships where I can honestly say that I was actually in love, like adult love, not like puppy love, where I just really like this girl in eighth grade, or I got a huge crush. It was like, okay, these are the first three relationships that I've had real love in, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I will say it fluctuates as far as accountability. In the first relationship, with right? I'll just use first letters of names so that y'all know who I'm talking about, but so that I can respect their anonymity. Because all three of these
Mm-hmm.
people, I don't have no beef with it. There's no issue with it. It's just we not together. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so with I would say it was 100% my accountability. I can put a lot on. Like at the moment, I was what 18, 19 doing that relationship. So I can
Mm-hmm.
honestly say that it's a lot for me. I'm asking you to marry me. We engaged at that young of an age. We had some issues with children that never made it full term throughout that process, and at that young age, with distance at the time, especially in the second half of that relationship, I probably didn't handle it the best. I also, you know, we both had some infidelity issues, but I can definitely say that the way I carried mine was a lot more petty and toxic. Um, so yeah, I can definitely say I messed that one up. I won't say it was me that made the breakup happen because there was a lot more toxic things on the other end too that also led to it. But I can definitely say that on my part, as far as more or less accountability, I would take more because I didn't factor in how petty I was at certain moments. And I also didn't factor in how petty my infidelity was. My second relationship, or my second real relationship, again, I was engaged again to T at ODU. Like I would say for that, I would take 100% accountability like I did in the beginning because I broke up with her. Like I realized that like at that time in my life, it was so much going on from like, all right, so I had money before I got to that point, but I hadn't had fame on that level. And if you can remember how we were at that age and in that area, like I'm talking about at other schools and everything, like it was a different level of like when they say fame and power and shit can corrupt, like the level of power I had at that point, I probably wasn't ready for it to where I could just say certain shit and shit would move. So I handled it wrong, and I definitely accept 100% of responsibility because I was the one that told her I can't be here. And I think that, you know, had I been more mature, it probably would have been better, but I definitely take 100% accountability in that one. My last relationship, the longest one I've had, my marriage, I would say that I would take 50-50. I feel like I probably took more responsibility for it and accountability for it than I needed to at times. But when I look back on it now, like being just completely objective, like there's literally 50% of blame or 100% of blame on both sides, however you want to look at the numbers. But it was literally an equal operation to sabotage and break down the marriage throughout the history of it. Like we both did just dumb shit that you look back on it, it could have been better, but I also think that like I would take let me bump that up. Instead of 50-50, let me go 60-40. Because I'll take an extra 10% because I'll say that I probably knew the whole time I shouldn't have been married to this person, but you do the right thing or what you think is the right thing and you move according to that and your emotions in that moment. But when I look back on it now with hindsight being 2020, I can say that we probably never were really compatible. It was more just a effort thing. Like we're both Capricorn, so we both hard workers. So we worked really hard on making shit work. But It's like a student in a class he don't like, but he worked real hard to get an A, but he hate that A. And
Mm.
over time, I think that we both felt that way, and it led to us like just not working. Cause, and I would say that sometimes you can make stuff, you could try to make stuff work with people, right? That's really meant to be your friend.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have a relationship or a way that y'all work together. It may be, hey, we work really well together, like business wise or work wise, we match. But if we try to hang out and be cool friends wise, it just don't mesh. Or it
Mm-hmm.
may be, hey, we are very great friends, like we get along great together. But if we try to add in a romantic level to it, it don't. Those expectations don't match with our dynamic. And I found that
Mm.
like looking back on hindsight 2020, like the woman I married, I think the reason we make great co-parents is because we can be friends. Like we are better as friends. Like when there's no pressure to be in a relationship with each other, we work great. Like we can talk fine, communication works, we can accept each other's boundaries, like everything is perfect. It's when we try to put that extra layer of we have to be responsible for being each other's romantic partner that has always led to like extra animosity and rockiness. So I think that when I look back when you pose this question in the docket, like the thing I thought of most is just like accountability and that word and how it stood out to me from the sentence. And just if you want to take more or less, I think usually if you are honest with yourself, you will take more. And I think the other person, if they're honest with themselves, they would take more. I think it's when you look back on it, you can always find areas for growth. And if you don't, if you look at any relationship where it's just this person's fault, either they have to have been that toxic and abusive, or you're not being honest with yourself. And usually, in most relationships, it's a lot of blame to go around. It takes two to initiate it and make it good when it's good. It also takes two to fuck it up. And there's usually not a clean answer. But for me, I would say in most of the relationships, I would take more of the responsibility just because, for one, I chose the person. For two, anything that I did that they deemed negative, I did it on my choice. So that's my fault. I can't blame them for anything that I did, even if I was responding in a fucked up way. I chose to respond in a fucked up way, so they can't be responsible for that, for whatever they, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta take all of that. And as a man, you should always be willing to look at your situation and realize everything we do is a choice and we got there for a reason. So yeah, I say I would take most of the responsibility in all of them, but that middle one, I definitely would say it was all me that was the problem. And I can look back on it and be honest and just admit all of that. Like I was wilding, I was out here, I was doing a lot, had a lot of power and didn't know how to handle it, and handle it in a very dictatorship way at times. Yeah, it was bad. I was in that middle relationship with T. I say I probably was like, if you remember Omar F's character from Love and Basketball when he was at USC, he was just like, "Fuck this, I'm just gonna cheat on you right in front of it,
Mm,
and gonna dare you to get mad." Like I was on that type of bullshit. So no, but when you look at that, like you gotta also take accountability in that and realize, okay, in my next relationship, if some fuck shit happens, I have to also be accountable because I initiated fuck shit by my initial actions in this past relationship. I set a stage of who I was and how I was moving that made it so like there has to be a recourse for that. And me again
Mm.
being the one that initiated the end of that relationship, there's a piece of consequence that I skipped in that piece that allows me to then have to catch that consequence later in life in other arenas, whether it be work or another relationship or whether it be in another friendship. Like I'm gonna feel that same pain back at some point. It's gonna happen.
Mm.
But yeah, face Pat.
Oh, okay, okay. I'll take this one, Pat.
all right.
So as I think back on this question that I posed, uh, I had to ponder back to these relationships that I wanted to even contemplate my accountability on, and outside of my current relationship, my marriage, I can only think of two well, yeah, two that come to mind that were actually I could consider actual relationships that failed. The longest one, previous to my marriage, S, and
Yep.
N when I was in college.
Yep.
I really consider
Hold
a lot
on.
of people wouldn't
In,
consider.
in. Hold on. Um, one strap shirt, lady.
Um, um, a real small frame.
Okay, hold on. No Z, no S.
Look like a cartoon character from Charlie Brown.
Hold on, what? Look like a cartoon character. Who the fuck? You
I,
threw me with that one. Who the fuck is you?
you know, everybody got a nickname. Everybody look like something to me, man.
Hold on,
Shit.
man. Oh, okay. So S, I know who that is. I got that one. I know
Alright.
who C is. I know who is N doing college.
I don't. I
Cause
don't even know
S,
who C is.
you was with S for so. Oh wow.
Oh
Z used to stay with my N that was at the same time as my T.
yeah. Okay.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well.
It's too big. It won't fit. Oh man, the conversations over a black and mild and a blunt we would have in the end of the evening, boy. I tell you.
Oh my God!
But yeah, that's why I said, who is
Wow!
in? You got me, bro.
Wow!
And you know, I know the
Wow!
gambit of them. Who is in?
Wow!
Hold on.
Wow!
In
Wow!
in
Wow!
college?
Mm-hmm.
Used to be with
My.
T?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Mm.
Shit. They didn't used to be able to be with nobody for real. Shit, oh Lord. Oh shit. I also had a roommate. You should chill. You
Okay,
should chill with
give
the
me some roommate. Give me some roommate in this.
you should chill with the Nova squad. Them up north
On
VA
like
Jones.
butt cheeks or butt eyes?
Not even.
Oh
uh,
shit! Hold on! What the fuck? We got a
You remember
mystery
the
meeting.
girl? You remember the girl? You remember the girl Ray got to fighting over that didn't even want him?
Hold on.
That
Okay.
crew,
Used to be with hold on. Ray got to fight with dude. Yup. Okay, I remember Ray got beat up real bad.
cause dude was messing with an old girl that didn't even want Ray.
Oh, shit. I can't remember the girl they was fighting over.
But
I remember A
the,
and I remember L
all
because
of
obviously I
all of
remember
them wear
L.
parasuco jeans. All of them used to wear parasuco jeans.
So L's crew, L from me and me and Jiggly came and you was like, come on, I got somebody and she fucked me up on the wall, then
No,
fucked me up in the bed.
no, not that
What you
crew.
talking about?
It's a
Oh
lot of different crews.
shit!
It's
Oh
a lot
Lord,
of
wait a
different
minute.
crews.
That's another pair of Suco crew. Oh, okay, hold on, because now I'm mad
Put
because you
it
know
in
I
the
love a
chat.
pair of Suco. Hold on,
What you say, Pat?
hold on.
Put
Let
it
me ask you a
in
question, Face. Was I at
Okay.
ODU during this time, or like around ODU? Would I really know this person, or would this person be like somebody you dealt with when I was like at Hampton or at VSU?
You had just came. You had just came towards this was right before S. This is right before S.
And
I
you was
left
with
this.
somebody right
I
before
left
that.
her. I left her for S.
Okay, can you put it in the private chat just so you can go ahead and tell your story? I
Uh,
don't want to cut your wheels too long
I,
because I done already went too long with trying to figure this out. But I do want to. Who the fuck you
I,
talking about now? Who the fuck was before S? That was real. I remember some high school shit that seemed real before S, but not
is
college
it
shit.
a chat?
Oh, you was that little frame.
Mm.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
damn. Yo, do you know? Do you know I had? Okay, So you can check the chat, but I'm gonna tell you this is the end name I had in my head for some reason, and I don't even know if this is a real person. This may be a person that I made up in my head. Is that somebody? Is that a real person?
If it is, it's from Norfolk. It's from the Norfolk days, not the
Oh, okay.
ODU
So this
days.
wasn't one of them. Okay, never mind
Oh
then.
no.
Okay, so no,
But
this is
okay,
definitely not who I was thinking of.
back to the
Go ahead,
wisdom.
tell your story.
Okay, so within, I could say that's all my fault, 100% in totality. I was too young to realize what I was being offered at the time. And if I would have had the mindset of an older man at that point, I would appreciate it. But
Ooh, can I
due
add
to
an extra
the,
one to mine when y'all both done?
oh yeah, definitely.
Ooh.
But due to the lack of emotional intelligence or emotional awareness or
Mm-hmm.
just personal accountability at this
Mm-hmm.
stage in my life, early 20s, I I wasn't even focused on none of that. You feel me? I was all about me and using anybody around me, and I can realize that at this point now, that was a big fallacy in myself. Um, and being I was not aware of those things, regardless of how many times this person continued to come back. At a certain point, I had to tell that person, "No, this got to stop. 'Cause I'm just doing anything now. Like,
Yeah.
no, like if you don't see this, I see it."
Yeah, when I feel that bad about what I'm doing, we at a low.
Yeah, even like I know you see it. I know you see it, but you just oh well, okay. No, that ain't okay. You gotta want more for yourself. You feel me? Like at a certain point, I feel bad about doing this shit because you're not
Yeah,
saying nothing.
that's what happened with me with T. Like it was like, all right, man, I'm wild. I'm
So I
literally
mean,
walking across the courtyard, just like fuck it. All right, well, you sit here.
you feel me? So
Like that
I
shit
mean,
crazy.
so
Yeah.
that was early 20s. Then from that one, I moved on to S, which S was
Mm.
outside of my outside of my marriage. That was the longest, but my marriage is outgrown and
Yeah.
lasted longer than that relationship. So my current is that it is the longest, and hopefully this will be the last. So, but
Amen.
what I've learned, I can't take total responsibility in this because the relationship spanned for so many years and was so tumultuous and had so many up and downs. I could say, to my recollection, the initial part of the accountability has to go. I say it'd be 50-50 because I believe we both went into it not with bad intentions because we both were at a young stage and no one had any intentions of doing anything serious. We were just trying to have fun, but not willing to communicate that to each other. So that this is where we both failed. Getting into the relationship, I felt that now I can look back and say that was as far as actually trying to get into a relationship, I knew I did not want that. So I had to put 100% totality and accountability on myself in that stage because I already knew in my mind I don't want a relationship, but I wasn't willing to either admit it to myself or just admit it, period. So I was going along with shit because at that point in my life I was a serial monogamous, I can say. Or I've termed the phrase serial monogamous to how I was doing my love life at that point in my life. Um, as it progressed, I can say I give more of a 60-40 lean her way with with the manipulation tactics she would use on my friends and family, trying to turn them against me on times. She used it on my brother. She used it on Foose at times. um, she which caused arguments and rifts between me and my friends. Uh,
Mm.
but when shit was seen that the fuck was shit was going on, shit got back like it should. Um,
Right.
as shit progressed, I give it a 70-30 my way. Because
Mm.
even
Wow. Oh,
even
wow. Hold on. I was not expecting that percentage. I'm sorry.
yeah,
That's wow.
yeah, 70-30
Your
my way.
way.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Hold on.
Am
Condom
I still on the
inside
other one?
and your way. Peace. What's up, last call?
yeah, 70-30 my way at
What's
this point.
up?
Because regardless of the manipulation tactics I've already been witness to, the red flags that have already been seen to me and shown to me in social gatherings, I still chose to allow this person to move into our domicile with my crew. So that's a
Okay,
seventy
so
thirty
your
because that
accountability is
decision should have
coming
been made.
from your choice made to stay
Mm-hmm.
with her, not her actions.
Mm.
And I'm like,
No, no,
that's a
no,
lot, boy. She did a lot.
not to
That
stay,
that one right there, I could
not,
understand
not to
anybody
stay with,
saying, yeah.
not to stay with, but to allow this person to move in. I allowed you to move into our domicile.
Mm,
You feel me? I allowed you to move into our domicile, letting you dig roots, not just in with me, but also
wow.
into the domicile we lived in jointly as a crew. So she dug our heels in to the crew further. You feel me? So your manipulation tactics got to
Ah,
go in further. So and I allowed that. So I take that further blame 70-30 right there because regardless of what you did, I gave you the opportunity and it was a lack in myself to be more aware to see what you were doing, even though I had the red flags all there. So I had to, at this point in my life, being 42, I got to look back and be like, damn, you were stupid. You seen this, but you still allow her to move in.
that's
So, okay,
crazy.
7-30. So let's move forward because we just had year 2 or 3, right? Just 3 or 4. So
Indeed.
we move forward. So I give it back a 50-50 because we're both doing dumb shit. We're both aware of dumb shit, but we're not being vocal and letting each other know, okay, this is what I know, this is what you know. Let's have just sit and have an agreement and just be
Mm.
the young adults that we are because we ain't full grown yet, but we still young adults. Let's be honest with each other at least
Is
and
this
move
at the
forward amicably.
intervention time when me and my ex was trying to like give y'all like advice, but it won't really
Hmm.
work because neither one of y'all
Yeah.
want to hear that shit?
Uh-huh. Yeah. You
Okay,
feel me?
understood.
So as we go forward, I think around this time I've moved into Richmond. I'm down here in Richmond living. Okay, so at this point, I'm saying it's about a 55-45. Um, because I'm trying, but I really ain't trying because I'm still doing shit. But I'm putting on on a facade that I'm really trying. So when I'm at home with you, I'm trying, but when I'm out in the streets, I'm just out in the streets. But the whole time,
Uh-huh.
I know when I'm out in the streets, you at home in the streets. You feel me? But I just can't put it.
Understood.
I just can't. I can't put my finger on it. But I know it's going on. I can't put my finger on it. But at this point, we separate, and I move back down to the 7-5.
Damn.
And right
Yep.
here, right here, I go back to taking 100% totality because one of the coldest things I've ever been told is from this woman. You feel me? I called you at one of the lowest points of my life, and at that point, it was the closest thing like that I had known of love, even though it was a tumultuous relationship.
Yeah.
But it was the closest
No,
thing
you was
through a
head over
romantic
heels,
love. You feel
man.
me? So
It was real, real.
so when I called and I was like, "Hey, this is going on with my family. I'm out. You feel me? I ain't got nowhere to go, but I got this amount of money. I can give you this. I know I'm about to get a job in Richmond right now. We can split all the bills you got right now, and I can just come move back in with it." No, I don't think that's a good idea. I think you just need to go ahead and move back to the 7-5 with your brother, and you figure it out from there.
Oh damn.
We're
I
current.
never knew
We're
that part of the story. I knew you called me, but I didn't know it was like a piece of that with that. Oh shit.
yeah. So this is my thing. We're currently in a
Bro, had you
relationship,
told
right?
me that, a lot of conversations would have went different after that between me and you about, especially about her. No, last call, come back. You good, bro? We
Yo,
just
come on back,
Chris just
bro.
in the middle of his explanation, man. Please come back in.
Come on, bro. Come
You
on.
very much so welcome.
This is a new
Anybody that
show.
want to jump in on
Um,
this topic. Matter of fact, let me get on the
yeah,
topic so they at least understand what you're explaining through. So what
yeah.
we
Go ahead.
talking about right now is first topic of the night is, has there been a failed relationship that you look back on and take more or less accountability in the downfall now that you are older? So looking back on your relationships, hindsight being 2020, are there relationships you either take more accountability than you should have took, or less accountability than you should have took based on what you know now about that relationship? Uh, Feel free to tap in. Last call. I don't know where you went to, but you know, as always, the open door policy is in. Go ahead, Face.
So,
I'm sorry for cutting you with.
back to what I said. So at this point, I changed my mind right now. So at this point, I give her. I have said 45, 55, but fuck that. After rethinking this, I'm gonna go 60-40 on this part because of the comment that was made when I called and offered what I had offered in a point of relationship we was in, and then the amount of time we were in the relationship. This was in 2000 and what? Shit, 2007 when this happened. Because that's when I moved back down. And we were together since 2000 and what? Two, three, something
Yeah,
like that. 2003. So we was all
yeah,
together for 4 years.
cause hold on, no. You got together with her probably 04, 03, 04. 03, I came to live and we was at ODU together permanently at that point. It was probably maybe 6 months to a year before you got with her permanently.
Mm-hmm.
That was during the V days. And I say
Mm-hmm.
that was like 04. And then 05 was like you was about to be leaving. Into 04 or middle 04, you was about to be leaving actually. The V days was coming to an end, but you were still with S. And then from there, you was with S, but you was up in the 804.
Up here.
And me and Pat
Mm-hmm.
was running wild, and me, Pat,
This is
Jules,
gonna be
Louis, we
revolutionary.
was out there acting a fool still at school. So yeah, this would be about, if you talking about that time, we talking about like 04. What's good, last talk? Real quick, go ahead, let us know what you thinking, man. I ain't never done this format, but I'm intrigued.
Let me make sure you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Loud and
Oh
clear,
yeah.
my brother.
Can my people? All right, we're all hearing each other. All right, this is
Hey,
what's up? What's
we
up?
lit.
Partners in the house.
My boy, the
Everybody.
fourth partner.
Hey,
How you living?
and first of all, Phace, Pat.
Oh yeah.
This is your first time on my podcast. Shamefully, you've never come to visit me ever, man. What the hell?
Yeah. You're right.
Call him out.
You're
Call him
right.
out.
You're right. That is a damn shame. That is a damn shame. 'Cause I was just on your page. I was just on your page yesterday, looking at your content, and I was just saying to myself, "Damn!" I had just saw my brother jump on Rod and shit. What was it, yesterday when he had his live? And I was like, "Oh, read the shit." And I saw you on there, and I was like, I went to your page. I was like, you know what? I need to get my ass and make some time to jump on here and at least make myself, at least my voice heard. And I got to make a point to do that. So I'm gonna make time to do that because I do feel like I should reciprocate the amount of time you've given us.
Phace especially, he be having some conversations that I think you would really be into. Like I think you would be tailor made for some of the like thoughts that he be going into and the way he be attacking certain things. I think you would love it. So yeah, pull up, bro.
Well, damn right there. Damn
We gotta
right.
tap in with the poor father, man. We gotta make sure we show support, man. It's important.
But to finish this shit off. So at this point, when she
Did you
made that
catch the
decision,
topic? Did your people catch the topic last call?
No, we didn't. So
all right, so I want to make sure we know what we're talking about, so that y'all can
go ahead.
understand where Phace is going as he's explaining.
All right.
The first topic of the night is: has there been a failed relationship that you look back on and take more or less accountability in the downfall of now that you're older? So you're looking back at your relationships from the past. It's open. We're looking at it more from the romantic relationships that we had. So that's kind of what we're going through. But it's really just open. It's just like, are there relationships from your past that failed? And you either realize, okay, I was more accountable than I should have been at that time, or I was less accountable than I should have been. And why or why not? What's those factors?
Ooh, Lordy.
Okay, so
a little wordy, but yeah. As Phace was explaining, you'll kind of catch the concept.
Okay, so to continue when she made that decision to tell me to call my brother and just not support me as I have supported you through going to school, through you not having nobody, through you living with me when you have nowhere to go, and I'm just asking you to return the favor in my actual time of need. When I was there for you, you didn't need it. It was there. You just took advantage of it. Cool. Now I'm down in Norfolk. You're in Richmond, long distance. At this point, there's a separation. We disconnect. Now, at this point, I show no. In my mind, there's no accountability for me because of what was said. So at
Okay.
this point, I'm feeling like everything that's happened up to this point, yeah, we've shared accountability. But at this point, anything going forward, at that point in my life, I had no accountability for anything. So I was just running around, running free. I was being as the term has been coined by my friend Mr. Saunders, Olin one, backwards one male hoe. That's what I was being at that point in my life. Um, and I can look back on this time at now and say that wasn't a positive thing for me to be doing, um, because I wasn't learning anything about myself and I wasn't really growing. I was really stunting my own physical and mental growth, and my emotional growth by just running through and doing anything, having these random one night stands and not
Yeah.
having nothing substantial to learn from or build from. So me and excuse my French, dummy got back together. Um, and, and at that point, I'm saying it's 90-10 for me because regardless of whatever red flags I knew to be there, I still went with an emotional feeling and let my brain not lead me because I knew I was making a bad decision by getting back with this person. But regardless of what past was, I was still looking, okay, this might be.
Oh,
I'm saying I'm gonna change. This person saying they're gonna change. But in reality, I know I ain't changed shit. So I don't know why I thought or was making myself
oh,
think this person would change shit.
hold on, bro. Hold on. What was you about to say,
Okay.
last call? I heard you about to ask something or say something.
I think Josephine wasn't hearing properly. Joe, are you able to hear? Did you hear anything that Faye said?
Yeah, because I don't know if they can hear you and that's it or us.
Okay, I don't know if that's a setting. How about chat? Did you hear all of what Faye said? You should have.
There's some experimental shit, y'all. There's some beta test.
I got you, Face. I just want to
Okay.
check if
Are
my
they
chat.
hearing? Are they able to hear us on your stream too?
They should be. They should be. I feel
Again,
like they
I've
are.
never done this, but it sounds cool. I
Okay.
hope they can.
Emmanuel will let me know in a second if everything's coming through.
Okay, yeah.
I just hopped on for a second because I just
But he's
realized.
very low,
Well,
so I think I know what the
You say
problem
you
is.
did what?
I just hopped on his live for a second because I just realized what we're actually doing.
Yes, this
It was
is
working.
some monumental shit. This is some first in. I've never seen this.
Okay, so I think I know
On
what I might have to do here.
I've
But
never seen this
it's
on a
working
live
on my
stream
end when
where
I
you
hop
have
in.
Now
two
there's going to be
podcasts
a.
going at the same time and they can both hear each other. Like this is nuts.
But
I'm
I
hearing
hopped
doubles.
live and
You
Is
hear
anybody
double?
hearing doubles?
I could hear it.
We don't hear double on our end.
Okay,
On the
that's
No,
good.
Podnas on our stream yard. You say you do, Face?
no, I don't.
Okay, yeah, no, we don't hear doubles.
They say
So
they
This
hear it,
is
but
cool as shit. Boy, if this shit actually works, that's fire.
It might.
okay, the sound they say Emmanuel says, okay, the sound great now.
See, if I hear it like this, I'm going to drive myself crazy.
The sound breakdown.
The
He
sound
said it sound great now,
great now.
but then it makes it rough for last call. Because then I think last call is hearing doubles in his headphones.
Let me see if there's anything. Okay. Well, if I mute myself,
But then do they still hear us?
Let's see.
if I do that,
Yo.
then
A 1-2.
then
A
you won't be
1-2.
able to hear me.
I like to introduce myself. I go back. The name is Marky.
Guys, we might have to cut it out because
It don't work.
what's happening is a delay, which oddly I don't hear. But now I hear it.
Do they hear us? And do you hear normally? Is I guess the biggest question, I guess, for your comfort and their ability to actually experience it.
They hear because I have a window open, the one that you see in the background is the one that causes a
It's
echo
causing
for me.
distortion for you on your, like
It's
what you
more of
hear.
an echo. It's more of a delay.
Oh, okay, got it. So you're hearing it on one end at one speed, and then at another end on another speed.
So I don't know if anybody else is hearing that delay.
Nobody. Well, I don't on our end because we only hear you and our normal mics. So we don't hear anything on our end. Just your normal voice.
All right. And Joe, you hear a repeat?
Is she on
So
stream with
you
you
just
too?
heard that one.
Yeah, she's on his stream on the live.
Now, see, I can't hear her, but I did hear her through
Yeah,
his
she's on
mic.
here. She's on
If
here.
she hops on this live, and then that way, and you just
Are you hearing a repeat in our audio, like what you're hearing from us, or what you're hearing from your end last call? Because I'm only on our screen right now, so I can't see these.
An open window. Let me try something else. This is the last thing I'll try, and then we'll break it up to because it's time. All right, check 1, 2. Tiz.
And yes.
All right, hang on for a sec. Hang on, everybody.
Phace, you still good? Stay where you at in the
Oh,
story,
yeah.
because I want you.
Oh, I ain't going nowhere.
Okay, I want
Oh, I'm
you to
right
go
here.
right there.
All right, let's try again. I could hear me.
Okay.
All right.
Joe, can you hear me? No echo. Tiz, you hear me?
We hear you loud and clear on our stream.
I think it's fixed. I think we got it.
Oh, look at you, tech guru.
Well, yeah, Josephine, you hear that?
Hey, you're gonna have to you gotta like email us a step-by-step guide of how to do this again, because this is fire. I've never seen somebody do this. It seems like it would make sense, but I've never seen nobody try it. This is fire.
Hey, well, we're trying stuff, man. We're innovators. All right,
Hey,
now
man.
we got this.
Hey, I need to go ahead and get with it and get this connection going so we can make this four-way joint happen too. Because if we can do shit like this would be the perfect way to do it. Like all four of us be on one thing, and then we just do it to the other ones, and then everybody's content is like that would be just thinking ahead.
All right.
Everybody hear each other?
Yes.
Does your audience on your stream, did they hear the topic? I just want to make sure. So before Phace continues,
I think they're saying yes.
What he's saying. Okay, copy that. All right, Phace Mob, jump on back in there, boy. My bad.
All right. So, like I said, back in the store where we're at a separation. I'm being an OLM1, running these streets, doing whatever. And at some point,
OLM1 is a one male hoe. Everybody, just so y'all know.
Yeah.
OLM1.
All right.
You know, so I say this was a brief stint, probably somewhere right around 6 to 9 months, and we get back together. And at this point, I take 100% totality and accountability for the failure once again in this part, because I made a decision to get back with you and allow you to move back in again to my domicile, move you back into my apartment. You had a place in Richmond. Jonah, at this point, whatever your personal decision was, personal bullshit was going on, I should have still seen it as another red flag instead of moving you in to my place and putting whatever you had going on me. But at this point in my life, I did not, because at that point in my life, I didn't have the, how can I say, the common sense to see what was going on. But hindsight is 2020. So move forward in the situation. I can say it moves back to 50-50, because regardless of you living with me, I'm still in the streets doing bullshit while you're still living in my house. But when you go out, you're doing bullshit. Once again, not this, because at any point we can both be adults, which we are, and communicate the truth to each other. But we're failing to do that, both being selfish and just want to be comfortable in the situation with each other, because we know each other. We know what you're willing to do and what I'm willing to do and how far we're willing to do it. But we're still comfortable with each other. Red flags and comfortable with each other's bullshit. So it's a 50-50 thing. As it goes further, finances fuck up. You're not there for me. I'm not there for you. But I'm there for you more than you're there for me. So it's still 50-50. Goes back and we move back to Richmond. Uh, I give accountability more towards her because I felt like as a man at this point, I was doing what I needed to do and felt I needed to do to try to support my relationship. Because regardless of the bullshit I may have been doing, I was still in a quote unquote committed relationship where I had to play the part as a man and still try to provide to some point. Um, and I've always had that driven in my head, not by no one else I can say, but by my own self that as a man, when you're in a relationship or you have that role, you play that part. There's certain things that you should be able to do or provide. So I've always been a worker, so I went to work, but it just so happened that I had to work overnight. So you were doing whatever you wanted to do while I'm at work. So this point of failure goes towards more towards you. I say 60-40 because you're doing consistent activities that I'm blind to, but I shouldn't be blind to because I know all the red flags and all the markers and all
Boy,
the
this one
moves.
relationship is a whole soap opera, nigga. This is a screenplay. This
Yeah,
was a Tyler
how
Perry
long?
movie waiting to happen. He could break this shit up into like 6 parts and have 6 different
But
movies.
it,
This shit is crazy.
it was long, so it was a long tumultuous ass time in life, almost a decade. So shit, it's some time. But towards the end of the relationship, I gotta say it spanned more than 50-50, more close to 45-55. I'm gonna say my way. Just being the bigger man about it. There were certain red flags I should have just removed myself from, so shouldn't have to end as bad as it did. Um,
Story time with
the,
Face, the
the
condom story. Please look it up. You will understand exactly.
yeah, because that was the total end of it right there. That was That was very traumatizing situation for me
Woo.
personally for a while after that. Yeah, that kept me away from any type of romantic situation. And it wasn't until I met my wife that I even had the shit. What's the word I'm looking for? The the thought. I just got to boil down to saying something simple. The thought of even wanting to be with somebody on that type of level because of how the last one ended. So yeah, I've learned that the lack of emotional intelligence and lack of emotional awareness can definitely lead you down a very rocky road in a relationship. But what's it, purposeful blindness, uh, not seeing shit on purpose when you know it's there, can also lead you down the road to failure in a relationship. It's about communication and being willing to communicate because the opportunities always present themselves to communicate. You just have to take the opportunity. I think that I wouldn't be as strong as a relationship I am now, and I wouldn't be the husband I am now without these past relationships and the lessons learned and me being able to look back on them and see where I was wrong. Um,
Mm.
regardless of if I say somebody else is wrong or somebody can always say vice versa and I was more wrong, whatever. But I know I can look back on these past relationships and know that where I was wrong and the shit I did wrong helped me to be a better person and growing up because I'm still growing up. I mean shit, you'll never stop
Amen.
growing till you gone.
Amen.
So um it's helped me grow to be a better person. And when I look back on yesteryear, I'm happy on the decisions I made, good or bad, because it was life lessons. And sometimes the life lessons you learn are not when you think you're going to learn them, or not in a situation you choose to learn them. It's just a lesson that you get out of them. And definitely in those two relationships right there, I've learned a lot about myself, how to treat people, what to recognize in people, what signs people show by just certain micro shit they do. The word is failing me, but it,
Microaggressions.
there you go, there you go. Um, but like I said, it's me knowing and seeing the amount of accountability I did have in that time and seeing it now. Seeing it back then, shit, I was like, ain't nothing my fault. Shit, it is what it is. I didn't believe I had no accountability. I didn't take no blame for it. Regardless of who's hurt or what feelings were hurt, how many cried, how many tears was cried, how many whatever happened at that point in life, I didn't feel like I had no accountability. It was times where I felt bad for
So,
stuff, but the term accountability never really clicked in. Emotional awareness never clicked in. But
mhm.
now I'm glad I can look back and see these things and see the life lessons because the husband I'm becoming, the husband I am and I aspire to be are only because of what I used to be. So
um, got a question for you.
cool.
Before that, though, would you attribute a lot of that? You would say it's also immaturity. Would that be coupled with, you say accountability with that as well? Would you also characterize it as immaturity?
Oh, definitely, definitely. I feel like growing through certain relationships, uh, especially in our culture, failed communication from generation to generation. You go into a lot of relationships and grow through them being immature, parties not knowing right or wrong, so you act like children because that's the only thing you know. Um, After hurt or after trauma, you grow to figure out, oh, this is what's right, this is what's wrong, and this is what I should be doing after trial and error. So definitely, it was a immaturity was a big part of the decision that was made back then. Because if I was more mature after the first mistake, I would have never went back to that person. It wouldn't have been so many years and so much time put into that person. This person would have never been allowed to get so close to my family and my friends if I was mature as the level I am now. Um, but putting physical desires and what I thought my heart wanted over
Hmm, hmm.
correct thought got me to where I was at. But as I grew and as I got more mature, my mind started leading me where my penis wouldn't.
Hmm, hmm.
So,
Okay. Um, Emmanuel got a question. Was there ever a problem, or was there a problem with intimacy anywhere in the relationship?
oh no, that was never an issue.
Okay. And I mean, that could be characterized another way. That's not necessarily of like you satisfying or her satisfying. It could be timing. It could be one wanting
Never.
it more than the other. None of that came up.
Never. No, the sex drive was always there. Sex drive on both parties was always there. The want and need part was always there. The opportunity was always there. Even when it was a long distance thing. Um, Pat can attest to this. We had no problem driving driving an hour or something just for an hour or something and coming back. So
Gotcha.
me
Gotcha.
leaving from Hampton and going to Richmond in the middle of the night was nothing at the drop of a dime. So that was never an issue. It was just
Yeah, I'm driving an hour
greed.
for some coot noot back then.
Yeah, it was just a part of
Yeah.
greed, greed, and greed and access. At that point in life,
Yeah.
it was very easy and accessible to get whatever and whatever and whoever I wanted to a certain
Last
point.
call. Can I can I
So
can I tell you a little context on this?
Yeah.
At this age, we're talking we are between the ages of collectively 18 to
Yeah.
23, 22, 21, somewhere in there. So we're talking like those prime years. And in this time, in this space, it sounds crazy to somebody who wasn't there, but we were like rock stars in this area, like in a whole 7 city circumference and back home. Like we're talking access like it the level Allen Iverson could get in that particular space, we could in that particular time.
Hmm, hmm.
Like it was pulling up places, people just inviting you in for free. You go to a spot, you don't have to really worry about paying for drinks. Women are like crazy over you, and you ain't got an album out, a single out. You just a college student.
Right. Right.
But it was weird because it's Virginia, so it's like it's big city but small town, so everybody know each other. So once you get a name,
Mm-hmm.
it kind of ring. So
Mm-hmm.
like he's at a different level of access, and he's like the big bro of our crew at this moment.
Okay.
So like
Okay.
when people hear any of us, oh, that's Faye little brother. So
Gotcha.
he yeah, it's different.
Got you. Good night.
Just wanted to put
So,
that context in there because
Good
I
night,
know
Joe.
like some of that sounds like crazy when you're saying it, but when you put if you're there, it's like, oh yeah, that makes total sense. It's like, yeah, it's a Wednesday.
Got you.
It's a
Got
Wednesday.
you. Got you. And Emmanuel's also saying, not necessarily physically, but I think you answered a lot of that as well. In terms of emotional intimacy, I think in there you're admitting that you probably could have done a little bit more to be like more emotionally present
oh
in
yeah,
that
definitely I could.
situation.
Definitely could have. I felt that now looking back, I wasn't emotionally present when I should be. I was only there during traumatic situations like a death. I was there, but on our day to day,
Mm.
your bad days, I wasn't there because on my bad days, I was more there for myself. But at a certain point, if you look back on my upbringing, I was raised more of the self awareness principle. Look out for yourself first. If it ain't my brother
Self-regulation,
or
yeah.
my close family, feeling like I got to look out for myself, especially when I'm out alone. Because in this situation, if it ain't my brother, I don't know nobody around me. So I'm looking out for me and him. Regardless if this is my romantic partner, I know what you're doing. So at a certain point, I got to look out for me more even though I should be here for you at a certain point. So yeah, I really wasn't I really didn't know how to be emotionally aware then. So the concept wasn't even resonating with me because I didn't know what that was. So
Yeah.
if it ain't friends and family, I know how to be aware for them and aware of my surroundings and aware for myself. But as far as being there for a partner and knowing when that person needed me, no, I wasn't there. The ability to offer help would only come in physical forms. It wouldn't come in, I can be that shoulder, I can be that ear. But what's going on with you? I can just sit here and listen. But now I can. And I see the benefit in it. So,
I'll also say too before last call shares his experience with his past relationship. Uh, I also just add, we were looking at this time like in the early 2000s, people didn't have these buzzwords and things that we could easily Google and look up and know that, oh, this is what I should be trying to strive for. Like we didn't have like emotional intelligence and emotional availability and trauma responses and all of these different terms that are like prevalent now as mental health gets more of a forefront. I think back then we're looking at a time where like everybody was kind of moving off of whatever the best lesson they got taught by their predecessors, whether it be their parents, their grandparents, aunts, uncles, their environment that they grew up in. And a lot of us dudes, especially my crew, I would say you had 3 out of the 5 that are actually raised by both of their parents, but the other 3 of us, or 3 out of the 6 that are raised by parents, and then the other 3 are like we're all single parent or like the parent that actually took the major job in raising us was one person. So there's different dynamics of that, but it's like we was kind of learning off each other. Like I would watch Phace and Pat and learn like, okay, well they did this and that didn't work. All right, let me make sure I add that to my repertoire. So we had some kind of a, I guess, foundation going in, but we're learning as we go. So, and we're learning from other kids and late teens, early 20 young men that are our age. So it ain't like we got like an OG at this point. It's us. I'm learning from Face Pat, Chewy Jules, Cherry. They learning from me, and we all just kind of putting it together and piecing it. And I think that's the biggest piece of like how these relationships got messed up because we're looking back now as grown men who have learned these lessons. But at that time, it was, whew. Last call. Your relationship or a relationship that you can think of. What can you tell us? What was the level of accountability you took then, and do you take more or less now based off of what you've learned over life? I think you're on mute, my brother. Okay. Well, go ahead and you jump in then, Pat, while we wait on last call and Phace.
Oh no, he here.
Oh, okay.
It sounds a little different. I don't know if you guys can hear me though.
No,
We
you
hear
sound
you.
good.
We hear you fine on our end.
Okay, good. So I thought I heard you say a couple things, and I'm glad you didn't say the most recent one, but let me think of a few things in general. I don't know if a lot of guys, actually, I don't think, this is an interesting question for a few reasons. I work with somebody about my age who doesn't quite seem to learn. He got divorced from cheating, and it's like he's never learned his lesson, you know? And because we're about the same age, almost I think exactly the same age, and I encourage him, man, just fly straight, because in the end, that just doesn't work out for you. And he admits that he does wrong, you know?
Mm.
I'd like to think a lot of the things that we've done is because of immaturity. I think for me, I've been in relationships where I maybe should have settled down, but it wasn't so much about settling down with the one person. It had to do a little bit more with I'm not settled here.
Oh, in
I
yourself, you mean?
feel like I'm going to go. And in a few cases, I have gone to different states. I've picked up, I've moved around and felt
Oh,
very,
location.
very freed that I wasn't held down by a marriage or allowing myself to go that deep into relationships as well.
Sounds familiar.
Right. At the same time, I would never lead anybody on towards thinking, because my mentality was, I'm going to have to leave. Don't get comfortable. You're going to have to leave. It had nothing to do about another woman or anything like that. One of the things I'd like to say is maybe way too prideful, as where, I thought I had the setup. I didn't have to compromise the way I thought. And I'm not a red pillar. I'm not like women should serve this, that, the other. I actually believe in a giving relationship, make everything you can to make your house a home, make her feel wanted. You're never going to have to open a door when I'm around. Car door, it doesn't even matter what the
Amen.
hell is
Come
going
on,
on.
preach that good word,
I
man.
still do. Right. Like I still do that old school shit. As we're talking to a couple of my boys, they're like, I just do the unlock, even though even the door unlocks itself. Even the door unlocks itself. I'm still physically letting you in.
Damn right, unless you tell me you don't want it.
Right, and closing it behind you, sort of deal. I'm running up before we go to the restaurant or the mall or whatever it is, and
I'm
opening
a fan
up.
on the
And
outside,
I
all that
know
shit. Come on,
a lot
boy,
of
you
dudes
preaching.
don't do that kind of stuff, right? So those are just some of the mechanics that I do in the relationship. But I also, I don't know, because I discovered another way of thinking, maybe through going to school and getting my degrees and finding out how to listen better, finding out how to communicate better, so that if we are having a discussion, I'm not emotional with it. I'm hitting you with logic versus the crying or the cussing or even raising my voice or whatever the deal is. I'm like, I'm sticking to this. But by the end of the so-called argument or discussion, I look like Chris Brown because you've been crying your eyes out, and all I've been doing is sticking to the same point. It's like this, So there's times like this where I know my logic is airtight, but I often wonder, is it about sticking to your logic? Is that a good win? Does this involve some sort of give and take just to make sure things run smoothly? Do you have to give away a win? Do you take an L just to make somebody else's life easier in your life?
I want to answer that question, but I don't want to cut Pat Wisdom. But I would say the fact that W's and L's even comes into it, I think that's the scary part of
Absolutely.
Like you're winning to win against the person that you're supposed to be with. Is like you beating your teammate.
Right.
Like I don't want to beat you up in practice because I know we got a game Sunday. So I want us to both be fresh and be ready and be healed. And if you got a nick on your knee and if my elbow fucked up, I want us both at a time to heal. I ain't trying to beat you up in practice. Like we on the same squad. We working toward the same goal. So I think it goes to a lot of that young mentality that we all had as well, of just thinking of things in mine versus yours instead of we're now together. How do we make it? Yes, the team aspect. Yes, sir.
Absolutely. That's a great point. And I think Because I could be very honest, and I believe I peel those layers away. I have no problem breaking down walls and telling you who I am and how I arrived at a certain mentality with things. So I'm very about that us and ours sort of deal, where I find out for somebody to really live their truth. And I'm not talking about the bold, like I'm living my truth, blah, 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 blah. So I'm talking about who the fuck you are, what makes you tick, what hurts you. You know, what are your flaws? Do you acknowledge them? I think we talked about this a while back before. It's very frustrating to talk to somebody about an issue when you have to peel back all these layers to reveal to that person who they really are. And then you have to come back to the issue in that mentality. A lot of people are not emotionally mature because they've never had that. We live in a society where people kind of just go along with it. Nobody calls each other out because it becomes combative. We can't call each other out without having that confrontation, like, oh, motherfucker, you're calling me out. Oh, what about blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, I'm not even going that. I'm just saying, are you aware you do this when we go out? Like, nobody's told you that. And chances are somewhere down the line, somebody tried to tell them that. But at the time, they're trying to act like nobody's told me this about myself, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, they did. And if not, I'm telling you that this is what it is. So I'm definitely not trying to paint myself as perfect or anything like that. But I've been in cases, and not because of too much self-esteem, where I've really had to examine who I am and how I come across to people. I had to hit that rock bottom truth about myself. So there's no fooling me. There's no fooling you when it comes down to it. I think if you live like that, it's very freeing. When you're honest with yourself, because when you lie, you gotta cover up the lie. You gotta conceal who you are. You gotta conceal why you did certain things and why you reacted a certain way. You got a lot of it. You gotta explain yourself, basically. And I'm not really for doing that. But anyway, I'm trying to stay closer to Phace's question there with that as well. So I think part of me, I had that immaturity, but when I was very, very young, like in my teens. If I was in a relationship, I was very prideful in being true to that relationship, even if the woman didn't feel the same way because of her insecurities. And that always seemed like a thing. The more secure I was, it seemed like the more insecure it made the woman.
That's the thing.
I was gonna say, I think it speaks to even piece of what you were alluding to before you made that statement, of the general piece of, if you never learned how to confront certain things and you are learning, those you encounter will be like you, where you're saying like, oh, we keep reaching the same place, like, why aren't you getting this? Even goes back to the original statement you made to start your point with your coworker, like, just, we're repeating the cycle. You've been told this, we've broken down why, and you're still doing it. I think you can know why something is wrong, right? Like, I can know my carburetor is messed up and that's why my car is acting the way it's acting. But if I don't know how to fix it, or I don't know who to go to, then I'm still going to be driving around with my car acting like this. People are going to be mad because they riding in it. They're going to be mad because they keep breaking down on us every time we try to go on a road trip. I'm taking them to work and we got to stop real quick because it's shut down and we got to do all these steps to get it to go. But if I don't have the resources yet, or I'm learning the resources, there's going to be a process. And I think that even when we're talking about Phace's question, to keep it on that topic, like, you're looking at situations as we look back on relationships where we didn't have that toolkit that we have now to understand how to, like, and I think that's one of the scariest parts of hindsight being 2020, is you get to open up all of those wounds and see those flaws and see those areas of, like, damn, I missed that. Yeah, in that moment, I blame this person and that person, but really it was, oh, I should have just made this better choice. And I think that's where so far, you know, at least in the first 3 stories that we keep coming back to, of just like, even in these relationships where this person may have done something wrong, I had choices on my end that really were the leading to my downfall in it. I could have made different steps or increased my efforts or been there more emotionally or,
Right.
you know, press the issue a little more on this or maybe step back a little bit more on this, and things could have looked different. But I think that's the part about growth, and even on the mental health, before Pat get into his story as well,
Mhm.
just given when you look back on 2020 and your hindsight being that, and we look back on these relationships, I think the biggest key that we can give ourselves is to, one, yes, be accountable for those things, recognize those areas of growth, and then put steps to start growing, but also recognize you got to give yourself grace, because you don't know what you don't
Mm.
know until you know.
Mm.
And most of us are moving blind like infants until we get more information. From the point we're born, we're always blind until somebody shows us light, and then we're like, oh, there's another way to do this. Oh, that is hot. Oh, that's going to shock me if I put a fork in it. Oh, I should not talk to her like this. Oh, I should not say this to him. Oh, and we're learning these lessons along the way, but until we learn that lesson, we are initially blind. So even if somebody tell you sometime, if you really don't, you have no reference point to base it off of, or you haven't reached and you haven't been taught and grown enough to have that emotional maturity to accept what they're saying at face value and just accept it as advice and just take it without having to see and have faith in what they're saying, you're gonna lead to a lot of these situations that we're telling you about. And I think the goal here is to, you know, us to grow as each other, you know, in our own lessons that we're learning from these relationships and situations, but also like hopefully somebody will hear this and they will be mature enough to hear it and not have to bump their head. They'll just hear how we bumped our heads
Indeed.
and do better at a younger age and be even further along than we are.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Don't
Padawan.
let your penis lead you where your mind won't.
Well,
Wise
that
words from Phace.
boy, that's funny and profound at the same time. That- yes, sir. Right on time. Padawan.
Mine actually leads myself into the same place, man. Never mind. Anyway, pause.
No, say what you're gonna say, man. This show space, man. Speak.
All right. Pause.
Speak your
Well,
speech, my brother.
I want to say, there's probably a lot of factors for like my breakups. And each one I do put myself to blame. Each one. And not necessarily a negative way or positive, or I say in a positive way, but I do put some blame towards my actions and me growing up and not knowing who I am as a person, pretty much. Also, I also always had that mindset like I'm not gonna be where I'm at for a long time. Like I've always had that. I'm not in the military or anything like that. I just had that mindset that I'm gonna, knowing me, I got the same blood as my real dad. I'm going to venture off somewhere. Somehow, there's gonna be an opportunity somewhere. I'm gonna just go for it or whatever. In my previous relationship, just now with Chicken Sandwich, I think that was pretty much what happened. I ain't even gonna lie. That's probably what happened. And it's just other things like
And
I
not laughing at your story. It's just the fact that we're 5 years in and we call her chicken.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say her real name. I'm not gonna say her real name. But other things is like
I've never known it.
I put it in the chat. I put it in the chat. It's pronounced like I just put it that way.
Okay.
But it's spelled different.
Okay.
Oh shit! All right.
Oh shit.
And I had a good relationship with her. It wasn't the problem with that relationship is we both had that mindset like we're not gonna be here for a long time. Like she had her goals and plans before she met me, and I had my own goals and plans before I met her, and we just clicked at the time. and just eventually I think it just was going to happen. And then it's just certain things like with her, I kind of feel like she was a bit petty sometimes with certain things. Like she just was too confrontational, and I'm not a confrontational person. Especially when I've seen actual confrontations and they don't go good. Like I don't want everything. I bump into a person, I gotta fucking fight this person right here and there. I don't want everything to be that. She just, yeah.
Yeah, I remember those stories.
Yeah, she's just a little too much for that or whatever. And then even when I go and confront the person that you want me to confront, you don't like how I confront them. But I'm down here with this person. This nigga's taller than me, bigger than me, and he's probably a crackhead. I don't know how you be a big crackhead, but hey, he missing teeth.
You got that super crack.
He missing teeth, and he don't look like he lose a lot of fights. But
that's math. That's math. It looks similar at times, but it's a very different strength level that you get.
Yeah, but yeah.
Man, the fact that yours begins with that letter is funny because mine also begins with that letter for my last one, and I think it's similar to that.
I got bored.
Oh shit! Let me shut up.
I got bored. The simple fact that a lot of times when I go in a relationship, I kind of go in there paranoid. Like, why do you like me? Like, what is it about me that you like? Ain't nobody else like me like this. Why do you like me? You know what I'm saying? And I go into that mentality. With the first A, I will say her name backwards, 6'11".
No, I know exactly who that is. You ain't gotta say no more.
With the first A, I do still take accountability. Total accountability. Not total accountability. I think it was more kind of like a Disney version of Phace's story.
Yo, y'all know my imagination and the way I see shit be visual as hell. Yeah, we ain't even go there. But that's crazy.
Like the PG version or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I just imagine Princess Tiana pulling out a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. That is wild. But that, and it's just that also we got personality clash with the first A. And I think it's a lot of times the personality clashes. Like, we both chill and everything, but we disagree with a lot of stuff. Like, like with just like as far as morals and values and stuff like that, but or whatever, like I had a darker sense of humor and she thought that was a depression thing. It might have been somewhat, but I still have that dark humor. And I feel like I'm in a better mental space than I was in my 20s. You know what I mean? And then it's just, I don't know. She Republican.
I have a lot of thoughts on that one.
Yeah.
That one and S were traumatic for me as y'all friend.
Mm-hmm. And then
Jesus.
God bless you, both of y'all. That's all I'm
saying. Like you and Phace.
Me.
Yeah. To watch your boy go through certain shit is
like
heartbreaking sometimes.
That hurt me.
We cool as shit right now. I would never be in another relationship with her, but
you know what? Not to interject there, but Tiz, that sounds like a good top 3.
What's that?
3 times you tried to intervene in friends' lives. So it could be your homeboy, it could be a relative, it could be some other friend that you know.
Well, I got plenty of them shit.
Does it have to go wrong or right, or is it just 3 times you intervene, period?
No, it might be even more interesting if it didn't go right.
Okay. Okay. I can roll with that.
I got plenty of them shits too.
So give him the apron for the week. It's the
last call is producing.
It's the segment that's been sweeping the nation. This could cause an argument, but hopefully it don't, man. The Tips is top 3 for the week, sponsored by Last Call Podcast. Your top 3 moments when you intervened in
Can
a
I go
friend
first?
or loved one's life or situation.
Are we doing it right now?
Might
We're
as
doing
well.
it this week?
Yeah, might as well. Fuck it.
Hold on, who
Can
said what?
can I go first?
No, not this week.
He sponsored this one.
Whenever we do it.
You going first, Last Call, or you want me to go first?
Oh shit! I don't know. One or two of mine's too deep.
Oh, because I thought you were saying you sponsored it, so I thought you were saying you was about to rock out.
I'll go first.
I was saying in the future. Phace is too eager to go. I was saying sometime in the future. I didn't mean today.
The future is now.
Well, let Phace just do his top 3.
I know, right? All right.
What else we doing?
Phace, give us a preview.
I mean, look, man, we are an hour and a half into the pod.
I'm 2.5. I was gonna wrap it up.
Okay.
Okay. Hold on. He's saying he wanna do it, but he wanna wait till he will be on to actually. I got what you're saying. Okay, now I'm picking up what you're putting down. I was lost at first.
Okay.
That's fine.
I'll wait.
Because I can go into my last. Hold on, Pat. Do you have another relationship you want to reveal? Because I do have my last one, but I do want to make sure you have your full time to like go through the breadth of your.
Most of my other breakups were kind of rough. To tell you the truth, all of my breakups were kind of mutual. And actually, to tell you the truth, a lot of my exes I'm cool with today, except.
I was gonna say you probably had the best track record non-sexually of like I still cool with this person. I actually like this person still, and they like me, and we can get along and hang out.
Well, not me.
See,
all we doing is fucking. That's it. I am gonna be honest with you. It ain't. If they call me, I know exactly what they want. They ain't calling to hang out. We not talking after this. They calling for this. I already know what's happening.
They calling
you
for
don't
the
like me like
dang
that,
doodle, huh?
like that. So I know what we're doing.
If you allow
she calling for the dang doodle.
Things, if you allow
the wang bang diddy.
If y'all
2 words, baby oil.
Right quick, and then we'll just go into yours, Tiz. Right quick, just why I'm like this. But it might be in part that I grew up with nothing but women around me. So I'm used to just having a regular we just joking around relationship with women, just like I'm hanging out with a homeboy. You know what I mean? So I always had that. Like when I was younger, I had my cousin Candace, and she was pretty much my homeboy or whatever. And all girls from Portsmouth are like not to say in a bad way, are like homeboys, or like they most of the girls in Portsmouth fight. My sister fought.
Oh, for sure.
They fight, and they fight dudes. They don't just fight women. They fight
and fight well.
Majority of the time. Like my sister fight, my cousin Candace fight. My niece, when she was 9, beat up a 15-year-old boy.
Yeah, I was gonna say they throw them thing. Like they
ain't playing around. They fight
meat like rockets for sure.
Like So I always had like a homegirl or whatever throughout my life. So in my mind, it's like and then it's like I'm against embarrassing moments. I am. Like if I feel like my whole thing is if she's comfortable around me, then we good. We good at that level of comfort.
Yeah.
That's cool. I don't want no other problems. I was afraid of the Me Too movement before it even happened because I saw it happening before it happened. Like seriously, my homeboy twin. Matter of fact, before all this stuff that's going on, he said this. I swear, like around 2007, 7ish, 2009, 10ish. There is going to be a point of time where the roles are just going to be completely reversed.
Yeah.
And lo and behold.
And speaking of twin, I think that's exactly where I'm going to leave my last point on this particular topic, and then I'm going to let y'all rock out on the next one. My A, since you mentioned all your A's, Pat, around that same time as your first A, I had my A.
Oh, I know that A.
Yeah.
Hang on 1 second, Tiz.
DA. Go ahead, big dog.
I just want, because I'm going to drop down soon. Is this in the same round robin? Like it's your turn to explain yours now?
I'm giving my last one. I had already actually given some before y'all came in, so my first ones is already done. Like my major ones, if you want to know the deep ones, like the last, like my marriage and like my engagements and shit, those were the early ones. This one is like the one that I take 100% accountability, but it wasn't bad.
Okay. So
If
for
that
the
makes
crew,
sense.
for
This is
my
the only
dudes,
one that isn't bad.
we will, because I don't want to just like jump off in the middle of it. I want
I
to hear,
appreciate it.
we're
Go
going to
ahead,
listen
man.
to Tiz's last one here, and then we're going to drop down and then close up my session on my end.
Yes,
So
sir. Hey,
for
man,
you,
salute to you for figuring out how to even do this. I think this is probably the first time I've ever seen
luck.
any double. I've never seen this happen. So appreciate, shout out to you and your tech genius tonight for figuring this shit out and even making this like this was amazing. This was probably the coolest moment that I've had from a tech geek standpoint of like, how the fuck did you do this? And let's do this more like in the world. Like streamers should
Hell
be
yeah.
doing this all the time. Like this is fucking amazing.
It is amazing. And at first it was just
Crazy.
supposed to be a little joke because I knew you guys were on, and then I was in the background. I was like, oh
And
shit, they're
sorry
on.
again for encroaching on your night.
No,
If our
that's cool,
lives
man.
hadn't been so hectic this week, we definitely
Yeah,
would
I
never
get it.
have went on
I
this
get it.
night. But yes, sir.
No problem. And
yes,
just
sir.
for fun,
Sorry.
I was like, let me see if I could tap into their show if I could say a quick hi. And then it ended up working
Fuck
out,
yeah.
man. So maybe
This
if we
is
got to
dope.
do this in the future,
Yes.
we could do this in the future, man. So that's very neat shit. And thank you for letting me stick around for a little
Yes,
bit.
and also like add this information to like a brother of a certain age,
Oh, yeah.
the other brothers that are like, of equal ilk. Like I think this is a cool way to like cross pollinate each other's chats, but also like have conversations that more people can be a part of that may
Yeah.
not be exposed just because of the different groups. So
Yeah.
dope idea. Salute to you 100%, man. Like, hey
Nice.
man, if
Look.
y'all can, y'all see the links right there in the chat, man. If you want to check out any of Last Call's podcast or just his channel in general, he drops clips, shorts.
Yeah, Phace, Pat.
It's hella shit. Phace, Pat. Yes, you heard what he said at the beginning. Get your ass up in these damn chats, man, and come join me over on these brothers' pods, man. We got to continue to build each other's platforms, and like they having dope conversations that I think y'all would really resonate with as well. Like if it's interesting to me, I definitely know that like y'all would like get some out of it and probably have good perspectives on. So please join me over there on a brother of a certain age, and of course Last Call's podcast. You see the link right there if you want to join any of Last Call's podcast. Check out his latest post, or just catch all of his clips and vids that he drops weekly. He drops them several times a week, so you can't really lose.
Indeed.
Whatever format you into, long form, medium form, short form, he got all of those different areas. So check him out. Definitely dope perspective, and the amazing conversation he had on Exonerated 5 gotta continue to be highlighted.
Appreciate it.
Please go check that. That was a really dope build. The guest he had on, the way he curated it, it was fire, you know what I'm saying? And I had already seen the documentary and still learn more just throughout the platform of the people that came up willing to add the expertise, his own perspectives and different insights in different parts of the documentary. Like, but check it out. I don't want to ruin it by spoiling it here. Check it out.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, and a brother of a certain age as well was just on there last night, man. Make sure y'all check out his podcast as well.
Indeed.
He's a little bit he's kind of like the Kendrick of the group. Like he come out every 2 years, but when he do come out, it's always something profound, and he always does a very excellent job of like moderating and moving the conversation in a really smooth fashion. And the conversations that he usually has is like stuff you can apply to your life tomorrow. So yeah, please pull up on these brothers. I'm actually about to get brother of a certain age link posted here, man. But yeah, man, I just wanted to say that before Last Call go out, because I definitely think if anybody's here listening or they catch the replay and they don't know who these brothers are, they need to. So go check their platforms out and hit them links that we're posting right now. So
Appreciate it.
Indeed.
And I'll just add, it doesn't even have to be that long. If we do this again and you just want to jump in on a Tiz 3 or give your opinion, jump back to your show, whatever you want to do, we all of that. So I see good potential in this as well, my man.
Indeed, my brother. And I don't know that I would want to go on doing somebody else's time. Like that's usually kind of like one of our things is we try to like, you know, if it's somebody I don't know like that or something, cool. But if it's one of the homies and I usually want to be there to support y'all as well. So we try to like make it so that we don't overlap. Tonight was just one of those extenuating circumstances where like,
yeah, man,
it's either we get this in tonight or we got to cancel again this week, and we ain't want to double up on that. So that's more the situation. But yeah, I definitely like this format, and if I think that the best usage of this format going forward is like when we have similar topics that we want to tackle instead of having content overlap, just overlap the content purposefully and actually curate it to be that way.
Nice.
And then that way we're getting the traction at the same time instead of like having that algorithm competition or whatever the case may be, just because we may have certain like crossover viewers and stuff. But you know, that's looking more into like deeper. But like I think this can be like a sector wide, a group wide, just people who vibe with each other. This can be a new movement because again, I've never seen this personally. It may have been done, but I've never seen it, and I think this is a cool way to
perhaps
grow channels, but also just get conversations pushed to different audiences that may be into it. Just dope. So salute to you, my brother. I really appreciate you curating this and making this happen tonight.
Cool, man. Appreciate it. With that, I think I'm going to drop down and close mine up. I see Pat just dropped me. Welcome, Pat.
You're finally joining. Welcome.
Say the last call chat that I appreciate their tech support while we would try to figure things out.
That is funny. All right, brothers, man. Good to talk to you. Thanks for having me on your podcast, and look forward to more in the future.
Always.
Yes.
Always welcome,
brother. For adding your story to
alcohol.
All right, man. Night.
Indeed, my brother. That boy said night. He hit me with the what's the new meme now where like dudes is calling their friends like, hey man, good night. Hey man, good night, man. I just want to tell you good night, man.
Oh yeah,
night, bro. Sleep tight, man. Hope you have sweet dreams and shit. Hey, but you know what, man? No homo, man. Pause and all that shit. Whatever I gotta say, but all jokes aside, like I really do like the fact that we get more comfortable with like just being. Yes, he did, a brother of a certain age. Yes, you heard that correctly. He said that. But all jokes aside, I do like that we're getting to a place in society where like you can say stuff like to your brother at the end of the night, like, "Hey man, I love you, bro," and it don't feel like, "Oh, these niggas tripping. Like, why are they talking like you know?" It's just normal talk now, where you can just show love to your homies and be, without it being some weird shit or anything like that. It's just, hey man, you can be caring and have Paul's affection towards your homies without it being like a thing of like carrying a stigma or like you gotta be so weird. No, I just fuck with my homeboy. That's my guy. I got his back. It's like, you know, my brother. So I like that. So keep on calling your boys and telling them night, niggas. You wanna go night, nigga? Everybody go night, nigga.
Say it with your chest.
Hey man, we gotta get there. I like it, man, because I'll say this, man. Over the course of this podcast, over the course of these past probably 7 to 8 years, man, my views on life have grown so much, and the things I tolerate and I'm comfortable with now. Growing up, I would have probably got into fights over the mere mention of it. So, like, I like the direction we're going. I think it's healthy. It allows us to actually learn from other people, and we're having more deep conversations with different groups of people. We're learning more about the world and ourselves as a result. And I just think it's fire. So call your nigga and say nighty night and sweet dreams, nigga. Right now. Go ahead and do it while you're listening to this. Go ahead. Just hit them up. If you're on your phone, hey, take a second, go ahead and do that and then come back. But yeah,
make it a real.
Call your nigga, say night and sweet dreams. Fuck it.
Pause.
He might punch you in the chest tomorrow. But get that shit off, man.
Record that too.
We gotta start somewhere.
It's growth. Pause.
That nigga really did leave and say nighty night though. I want radio as well. That's funny. That's funny as hell. That's a hell of a way to lead the pod, man. tell niggas, all right, niggas, night night. What? Oh, what? Oh, you put that in as you leave, nigga. What? Hey, bro. Well, want to discuss? All right, cool. Hey, yo, fellas. Just in the interest of time, and I got a little, business to handle after this. Um, can we skip the next one and push it to the next part and go straight to the top
Yeah,
three?
I
The
was thinking
first
that myself.
the first top three maybe, and then keep the other top three for next week. And them two
I was thinking that
topics,
myself.
that's a whole pod right there. Them two
Oh
topics in the
yes.
top three is a whole pod. That next pod, that's
Oh
that's
yes.
different. That's different.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
but yeah, so the sensation that was sweeping the nation, we postponed the first one, but we got this one for you. I don't know if we can start an argument, but fuck it. Give me my broom, cause we sweeping. Give me my apron, cause we cooking. Tiz's top three.
What you could do, what you could do, what you could do, what you could do,
What
what you
that
could
nigga
do, what you could do,
on before the bell be saying? Tis,
top three.
tis, 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 tis. Oh, all right. Tonight, tis the top three. Something that should be lighthearted and fun, but should also spark some type of thought and give you a little bit of a debate. Top three hood movies of all time in your perspective. So not the best made top three hood movies. Your favorite top three movies.
Okay.
Hood movies
Can I
at
go
that.
first?
Have to be a hood movie. You may get the floor first, yes.
Tales from the Hood.
Okay. Let me go to my alternate then, because that was one of my top three. For sure. That's okay. All right. You want to get a reasoning, or you want to just go to the next person? Nigga just said that.
Next person. It's self-explanatory. God damn it! If you know the movie, you know the movie. Hood is in the goddamn title, so your Tales from the what the motherfucker? It's from there. Shit.
It's the
If you ain't seen the movie, go watch it. Self-explanatory.
it's the
One of the
shit.
best hood
The
movies
Poopy
of
Pot.
all goddamn time.
The real
Legendary.
tutu.
We going
Shout out Clarence William III. That nigga is a legend. And when that nigga said the poopy pot, the real doo doo, that is to this day one of the most quoted lines by myself. Like I say that anytime somebody even think about saying the word shit, I just throw that in it. Like I love that line because you could tell it was ad lib. There's no way somebody wrote that down on paper and typed it. There's no way in the world somebody was like the real like that nigga thought of that because he kept saying the shit. It was just like how many other ways can I say shit?
He wrote it on
The real doo doo. Nigga, oh man, that is classic acting. That nigga is amazing. He should have got an Oscar for that role because that nigga said poopy pot and the real doo doo in succession. That is legendary thought on the
In
spot.
a serious role.
He's an improv legend, man. That is just big time hilarious. And yeah, he deserves his flowers. So if y'all get a chance, make sure y'all check out Tales from the Hood. I see why he said it is a self-explanatory hood classic because it is.
And his eyes bulged out when he said poopy pot. That was
Yes, it's the facial expression, the vocal inflections. The poopy pot. Oh yes, the shit. Oh, the shit. Yes, the poopy pot. The real doo. Oh man, funny shit. So my movie, this is one of the ones that outside of Phace, I don't know if it's somebody else that even has seen this movie. It may be me and like 14 people in the world that know this movie exists. But this nigga to me is a hood movie maker, like legend. It's a movie by the dude Brian Hooks, who's an actor, director, writer. The movie is called Q. Q the movie. It's about him and his homeboy trying to throw a barbecue. And it's the most low budget, worst acted movie ever. But it is funny, nigga. When I tell you, me and Phace used to watch this shit on nigga. So by the time we smoking weed at this point, and we would sit there and get high as fuck, come in the crib, eat ramen noodles, and just be watching this movie back to back to back for no damn like it's the dumbest movie ever. It has no. The plot sucks. The acting is horrible. There is one like really cute girl in it that's not an extra, and then everything else is just hilarity. And it's one of the movies where it's so bad it's really good. Q the movie is one of the best hood movies ever. It's about a hood barbecue. And if you can get a chance to find it somewhere, I don't even know if they got it streaming anywhere, but if you could get your hands on the VHS, get that shit. It's hilarious. Q the movie by Brian Phillips.
Okay.
Mine is a monumental, game-changing movie. One of the first good movies on Netflix. Not that many people know about it, but to me, it's an instant classic. It had drama, suspense, lots of comedy, unintentional comedy, and it also gave a perspective of the Blair Witch type of perspective. The movies like The Conjuring, where it is that first person shooter type perspective. It was a game changer. It was a pioneer in that. And the hood movie that I am talking about is Snow on the Bluff.
Yeah, yes, sir. That one on my list, but I love that. I love that pick.
Oh my
God.
love
that pick. As a teacher who taught in the bluff, in the literal middle of the bluff. Yes, love that movie.
As a nigga who used to live in the bluff, yes.
That movie saved me from moving into the bluff because I was looking for a place to live when I stayed down in Atlanta the first time, with a couple of other people I went to school with, and the place was cheap. But then we realized where we were at looked very familiar. Very familiar.
When I say,
if you're not familiar with it, I give you my old address. It's 343 James P. Brawley. Look it up.
Yes, or Simpson Road.
Pete.
Yes.
It's one of them movies where you see the movie, right, and you wonder, is that really like that? And then, literally, so, all right, so if you know the bluff and how it's situated, it's literally right next to like 3 other neighborhoods, and they hit. So you'll be on one street and won't be in this neighborhood, and the next street over, you're dead in the neighborhood. It happens as you cross an alley sometimes over there. You know, you got like Vine City right there. You got the Lowry area. You got the old what's that? Martin Luther, the MLK area. Like you got all these different little neighborhoods that like intersect and cross and hit, and in this one little probably like 7 to 8 square mile radius, right? And the beautiful part is, my ex-wife worked there when we first moved here in one part, and it's right next door to the bluff. And I saw the movie Snow on the Bluff, and then within 2 years, I was working in the bluff, and it looked just like the movie. It act just like the movie. Everybody, yep, that is probably one of the most accurate hood movies, despite its low budget, as far as just how chaotic and sporadic things happen.
It's considered a documentary drama.
Yes. Now the second one was horrible. The second one, they went to Cali and shit. It was like it was like the Belly 2 of hood movies. But but that first one, I like that one, Pat. That's a good
Adventures of
pick,
Curtis.
That's solid.
Not to be confused with Curtis Bluff.
That's solid. Snow on the Bluff was a good damn movie. Boy, when they fuck with them white kids. Oh man, I've actually seen that play out in real life working over there. Like you stop at the gas station, be like, oh yeah, they got them. There it is. Well, all right, let me go home then.
Okay.
Fuck them off the side.
Robbery.
Okay.
Crack dealer.
Is it my turn again?
It's my turn, but if you want to skip me, that's fine.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh no, it is your turn because you went first. Yup, it is your turn.
Okay, well, back to me this. The name of the movie, I believe, is Zebra. It's a urban hood love tale. about a young African American woman. She moves into the hood and with her cousins because I guess her mother's on drugs or whatever. But she falls in love with the only white guy in the hood. But he's a cool white guy. But her next door neighbor across the street falls in love with her at the same time. The love affair with the white boy don't work out. The love affair with the dude across the street don't work out. Dude and the white boy end up beefing. White boy's friend gets shot. Of course, he's the black guy. Girl feels bad because the guy who got shot ended up being her cousin. Love the movie. The white guy in the movie, I forget his name, but he's a white guy that everyone hates now. He's always talking shit. I think he's a redhead.
Mm.
I was about to say Kanye.
No, he's an actor slash comedian type shit type nigga motherfucker. He always talking shit, but he's always in black movies.
Gary Owen?
Oh no,
No.
he was Gary Owen before Gary Owen. No, he was Gary Owen before Gary Owen.
When
He
is
was in all the black movies. Shit, he got a funny ass name.
Michael Rappaport?
There you go.
Gotcha. And he
was
wasn't
in it
Gary
when
Owen
he was-
before he was Gary Owen. He was Andrew Schultz before there was an Andrew Schultz.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Is it called
I'm
He
gonna
was
come in the
somebody.
culture and disrespect everybody and say fuck it.
Is it called Zebra Head?
Yeah, there you go.
Zebra Head. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say because Zebra is a bunch of Indian niggas from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, that's what I saw. Yeah.
I was like, who the hell
Zebra
are these?
head.
This is not the white and black people I was looking at. Okay, all right, maybe he's talking about
Yeah,
light skin and
zebra
brown
head.
skin.
Yeah, that's it. Zebra head.
All right.
It's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite hood movies. So it's a good watch. Check it out.
Okay. All right. For my second one, I'm gonna go ahead and just go into the legendary ones and just go ahead and say what it is. Juice.
Mm.
I think it is one of the best hood movies of all time. Not only for the fact that it kind of helped launch the genre along with Menace to Society and Boys to the Hood, and you can even throw South Central and Colors in there if you want to, as far as like that foundation of what made people start making them and what gave them their gravitas. But I would say it's one of the best made hood movies because it's a hood movie that doesn't make like gangster shit seem like it's something that people was doing to try to be because they had to. It was more like, hey, this kind of shit that we just fall into just being kids. Like, we ain't really need to go rob Mr. Quillis. Like, we just was like, we just need some money. And we broke, and, this other nigga did it, and we influenced by our surroundings, and we don't know no better. It's obvious parental guidance ain't a strong part in our lives. For whatever reason, we traumatized, and it shows that real descent and ascent. Like, it shows those different layers, the collateral damage that happens from the hood, but it doesn't paint in. Like, even Bishop, despite his negative actual actions and behaviors, you never see him as like truly a bad guy. You understand like how he got to that point to snap of like, my dad fucked up, I don't got no guidance, I'm always broke. These niggas keep fucking with me and trying to bully me and whoop my ass every time I walk up the block to go see my niggas. Like, out of all my niggas, my household the most unstable, so I ain't even got like brothers and sisters. It's just me and my, like, it's a lot of step. You see why Raheem is kind of like trying to lead, because you can see, oh yeah, I had to get responsibility early because I got a kid and I'm trying to make sure my niggas don't fuck up and go the wrong route. So let me try to give them some guidance here. And even though I know we might have to do this dumb shit from time to time, let me at least try to make us do it the smart. Like, you see how all of these things play out. And for me, growing up, it's kind of how a lot of that shit happened. Like, it ain't like I grew up with a bunch of just fucked up people and bad kids. It was like everybody made decisions along the way just trying to make it. And then those decisions, you see how they play out and make you kind of form into the person that you are. And you see the importance of having, like, if I got something to live for, whereas Q, he was the one out of all of them that had an actual purpose. Like, this is the thing I'm passionate about. I got something to latch on to that can give me hope and give me a chance. everybody else was kind of floundering, and you see how that even plays out. So it's just like it was a dope character study on just like real hood politics and real hood dynamics between four young brothers, as opposed to painting like, oh yeah, they just all gonna be gangsters just because. No, like they don't want to be gangsters. This ain't the cool thing to do. It's not they not happy about any of this shit. It's like, oh, I fucked up and this happened and now I gotta protect myself, and I keep getting jumped. So now that I got a gun, this is the first time I felt powerful, and I'm down with this robbery even though I really know this ain't the best thing for my crew because I also got a kid and I'm trying to make these ends meet. It's just yeah, it was one of the first things that I saw, at least for me, that spoke to me and looked the most like the hood dynamics I saw in my actual neighborhood, as opposed to like I didn't grow up in gang culture. I grew into it, but I didn't grow up in it. Like that wasn't a normal thing when I was a young child in Petersburg, Virginia. It just wasn't. So that looked more like what I was used to. The normal just, you might gotta gang up with your niggas because these niggas over here trying to jump you because you done took their girl or you said something crazy at a party or whatever. You know what I mean? That type shit. So yeah. Juice. You got the juice now, Q.
Oh shit! All right. Well, now that I get it. Well, I actually was drinking sweet tea. Anyway, pause. Shotas. Shotas is my next one.
Damn it.
We went international.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it, man.
The what?
Nigga, you took one of mine. Fuck it.
Shit.
Go ahead, Pat.
Shot. Take the what and leave the what? That's my shit. That's shit. It is like when you first look at it, it kind of reminds you of City of God. And then it just goes straight into some gangster shit. It just kind of will give you a little bit of City of God, Bad Boys, the first one, and just hood movies all in one.
I'm not mad at it. I also like that it was one of my first. It was one of the reasons that made me want to visit Jamaica.
Yeah.
Because outside of the gangster shit, just the culture and the way they was moving, I was like, oh, that's fire.
And then
they look like they on my vibe. Everybody chilling. Smoke a little something.
The hoods looks, how to say, the simple thought of a hood in another country that's not America is scary. But
yeah, it's kind of why Top Boy is looked at like
still that. Like it's like colorful. It doesn't look dismal. Like if you look at a hood in like New York or somewhere in America, whatever, it still look like there. Yeah, our area run down, but we're making the best of it. We're showing a little bit of life to it. Like it's still colorful. You know what I mean?
I think that's not a look. I think that's a truth. When you visit other countries, you see that like they don't look at despair the way we do. They look at like they're so used to just surviving that it's a normalcy of life, so they're not as complaining about it, which means that they don't spend their day dwelling on the fact that I don't have. They just deal with the fact they don't have and then go on by life and enjoy it. And they're looking to try to work hard to get a better one, but they're not. Like for us, the TV go out, we're so spoiled that we're very complainant, which makes our state of life a lot more disparaging and sad than theirs. They're happy. They can be happy in the middle of the poorest village because they're so used to it. It's not like it's a new thing or something that like, no, this is just Tuesday. Like I said earlier, like it's just Wednesday, man. Come on. Let's still what we got. Whatever we do got, let's put it together and let's have this little block party real quick. Let's get together and talk shit on the front stoop of this little shack. Let's sit at the market and sell our little wares and love on each other anyway and make inside jokes for the village and shit and laugh at the little village crazy person because we already used to it being fucked up. So what we gonna complain about now? I wish we would complain about no power. Nobody has power. Party on mine. The best party I've been to probably in my life up to this point. Jamaica, city of Trelawney. Random house built out of just metal planks and pieces. Random stray dog running throughout the party. But the most fun I've had, people didn't know us from Adam and was just like, come on in. Just passing the joint, talking shit, dancing. I'm talking about like the most at home I have felt at a party in my life in the poorest probably neighborhood in that area. Just judging by the means in which we were partying. No, we were still in power. I'm pretty sure that power was not supposed to be at that house. If you're from the hood, you know how to know.
Mm-hmm.
Best time I ever had in my life. Not a person in there stuck on their phone complaining. Won't nobody mad about the food. Won't nobody mad about nothing. I'm talking about everybody just having a good time. Shit look like Zion and damn the Matrix.
I can see that.
And no, ain't nobody got more than $2-3 American dollars to their name, if that. So when we look at, yeah, you right on that. I think, Shawty, what you said about that's deep as fuck, deeper than you know. Like that's really a thing. Like we get out of our privilege. Amen. I think it's back on Phace, ain't it?
Okay.
I think
Now,
that's one though.
I had an extensive list, but just for time, I'm gonna cut it short. Pat brought up something that's later on my list, so I'm gonna just bring it up now. City of God. It's not one of my favorite hood movies, but one of my favorite movies of all time, like all around. Um, it gives an in-depth look at uh, the hood of another society through not our eyes, but through actually their eyes as a young man grows up in it and he sees the power struggle and rise and fall of different so-called powerful individuals in the hood setting. Whether it be a friend or a foe, he gives a real life picture per se. No pun intended. But of what's going on there. Uh, I love the movie, even though it's a lot of goddamn subtitles. Still love the goddamn movie. Um, uh, can't say it any further or no other further words of how much do damn sure love the movie. Uh, I think they tried to make a part two. I'm not sure if I'm saying if my memory is failing me or if I'm thinking about something else. But I think they tried to make a part two that wasn't good. It's supposed to stem off the original story, but didn't really do too much in my eyes. But the original story, I believe, uh, is based off somewhat of a true story. So,
I like it. I've never seen that movie, so I can't even speak on it.
what?
I seen it.
Oh,
It with Phace. This is a good one.
It's a few movies like that people be hype on that just never spoke to me as far as like, oh, I see it on and I want to try it out. It just don't be catching me like that. So it's like one of them things like I would have to like sit down and make it purposeful. Like I'm going to make myself watch this movie today. It just don't, yeah. And it's probably amazing. And there's a lot of movies I know I'm missing out on because of that fact.
I feel you.
But yeah, I ain't see that one right there. You know, King of New York, all right, I got you. But City of God, I've heard a lot of people talk about that and like very highly, but I ain't catch it yet.
I fucks with it. I would recommend it.
Okay. So for me.
I'd recommend it more than I would Guy Ritchie films.
Okay. I know how highly you was glowing on that. So all right, we roll with that. For me, man, I think okay, this last one was tough. My number one was tough because I had three tied, but I didn't want to cheat and have three as tied, so I had to move to the honorable mention. But I really felt that they were tied. But I'm gonna go with the one that I was able to, I guess, at least articulate the best. The movie Fresh. Um, the playoff of chess the ability of this little boy throughout this movie to like weave all of these different people against each other that were there to do him and his family harm in some way, form, or fashion, and the ability to get away with it, I think is one of the coolest little stories told. I think it's a dope reveal at the end when you finally realize how he was setting all of these things up, because you're watching him do these things and you're just thinking he's just a kid reacting to each thing, not realize, oh no, he's actually setting these pieces into motion and causing them to happen based off of his end goal. Um, Giancarlo Esposito is amazing in the movie. Oh my God, what is her name? Oh man, hold on, because to this day, in my opinion, she is one of the most beautiful women that I've probably seen in life, and nobody ever really mentions her and anything or talks about like, oh yeah, she fine as hell. Like they just kind of, she just kind of falls on the radar. Okay, yeah, that's her name. In Bushi Wright.
Hmm.
She was also in Dead Prayers.
Oh yeah, Bushi.
Yes,
She took
and
two
Bushi
shots in the
Wright.
motherfucking dumpster.
She is short hair, long hair, whatever. That's a
Oh, okay.
fine ass woman right there, man. Oh my God, and
And
a great
Bushi.
actor.
She was in
Um, she was in what?
she was in all the Blade movies.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yep.
yes.
Bushi.
Like she's been in some shit. A lot of men have lusted after her, but a lot of time when we talk about like the finest woman in cinema, she gets left off of that list for some reason. But I want to give her her flowers right now. That lady is, whew, she is different, and I don't know why, but in every movie, man, she got this shine to her. Her skin look like
Cocoa
it's
butter.
glowing. Yeah, shea butter
Okay.
love. Oh my God,
She
This
is
is
that
black
lady
soap.
different. That lady different.
Black
Shout
soap
out
and
to her.
cocoa butter.
Yeah,
I feel like they're doing her dirty on Google. They
on
got
Google.
on Google. When I look her up on Google, they could have gave her a better picture than that,
I don't care.
unless it's just current.
She don't look no worse to me. But I may be
She
biased.
don't look
That lady,
like motherfucking Lisa
short
Thurston.
hair, long hair, makeup, no makeup, just a bad woman. So shout out that. But Fresh was just a dope ass storyline. And to this day, a lot of people I know still go around telling people, yeah, I got the dope moves.
Mm.
What's the dope moves? So
This
yeah.
motherfucker.
Oh, was she the girl in Zebra Head Face?
Yep.
That's a good question. Oh shit.
Yep.
Shout
See,
out to
Yep.
shout out to Roddy for knowing that, because I wouldn't. Okay, see, okay.
Yep. She was.
I'm telling you, man, if you need a
She
fine
was the
black
new girl of
woman
the town.
for a role that's gonna be a good actress, and you don't have to
And
like
Bushi. In
pay
good
her like,
classic hood movies, damn it.
yeah, she's one of them ones, man. Shout out to her. But yeah, yeah. So Fresh is my
We gonna
final
do a
movie.
cast on
Like my
Bushi.
honorable mentions were "Don't Be a Menace to South Central" while drinking your juice in the hood,
mm-hmm.
and I don't know if people consider a hood movie, but I do. Uh, Do the Right Thing.
Fat Beach, honorable mention.
I feel like Do the Right Thing is a hood movie. Technically, it's just not in that stereotypical genre.
Right, but it's a hood movie about the
Uh,
hood.
My last one is just a classic movie in general, and I also feel like it's the blueprint and the architect to a lot of current hood movies. In general, mine is Friday.
Okay.
Mm, I
I
like
I
feel
that.
know.
I feel like if you watch a lot of the newer hood movies or anything like that, like Friday gave you, it wasn't all bunch of gangster shit. It was more like a slice of life type feel.
Friday is the realest hood movie I've seen. Like as far as like realism of just, yep, this is kind of about how a normal day would go
Mm-hmm.
in the regular hood, not in the worst hood ever or in the most gang ridden area, because most areas aren't that. Even when you in the hood, it's like a normal hood. Like, yeah, you're gonna have some fuck shit going on, you're gonna have some drug dealers, you're gonna have some people that fucked up off the shit, you're gonna have the bullies, you're gonna have the badass kids, you're gonna have the nigga that's you watching cheat. You're gonna have the crackhead. Like it's yep, regular ass day. All checks out.
My last honorable mention. One of my favorite movies of all time. Hood movies. I think it was the precursor to most of uh the Caribbean movies out that came out in the early 90s, late 80s. Um, Once again, I bring it up, The Mighty Queen.
Oh my God,
All right,
he
man.
finds a way to do it
All right.
every single
All
time.
right,
Yes,
everybody, man. Yo, it's been a
it
pleasure.
was Shadows Before Shadows.
Man,
Great
no,
acting in the
no,
movie.
no, no.
It
I
was
refuse.
a
I
cinematic masterpiece.
refuse to let
Um,
you go through this long ass
um,
diatribe on this bullshit movie
um,
that you keep
one of
going on
Denzel's
diatribes about. That
greatest
no,
roles.
it's not a
One of
hood
Robert
movie.
Townsend's greatest
It doesn't
roles.
fit. It's an island movie.
Great cast.
Boy, stop.
This nigga, he finds a way to sneak that damn movie in.
Man, yo, every time the conversation going well, they come with that bullshit, man. Oh,
Classic, goddamn.
daylight come me and man, get the fuck out of here with that shit, man. I'm
Yeah,
trying
I
to hear
know
that
y'all
shit.
like it. Shit, yeah, I know y'all like the movie.
No. Look, man, you like the hey man, stop being like that, man. You know, consent is a big thing in 2025, man. We have said no several times, and you just keep on forcing this on us. This is not right. No Diddy. Stop, nigga. No,
Sometimes
no.
motherfuckers don't know what they like till you
Set our
force it to 'em.
boundary. Look, this is Men Mental Health Month. We have set our boundary. We are stating it in clear terms. Please just respect our no and take that shit to somebody who want it. No, nigga.
I'm gonna find a
No,
group of
nigga.
motherfuckers that love this movie like me,
Well, take it over
and I'm gonna
there.
invite them,
Say that
and
shit
I'm
on
gonna
that
invite them
podcast.
motherfuckers to the
Hey, matter
podcast.
of fact, I got you. Take that shit to Last Call podcast. He'll listen. He's kind. I'm not that kind. I don't want to hear that shit. Hey, there you go. I got the perfect platform for you. They said it in the chat. Rodney said, "Come on over to his channel. When he go live, you bring it right over there, and y'all can wax poetic on the beauty of the Mighty Queen. Man, get that shit
No
out of here.
goddamn problem. Go
Kick that shit
goddamn
right
problem.
the
Man,
fuck out of here, man. Big K kick. Get that shit out of here, man.
this nigga said Phace think The Mighty Quinn is the greatest love story ever.
Yeah, but look, Rodney
God damn it, they got a love story in it too. God damn it.
man, I don't care what story it is. That story whack. That shit out of here, man. And
It's a
I'm a
good damn
Denzel
movie,
fan,
man.
but that's the worst movie he ever made. Fuck out of here.
Shit, that and Mississippi Masala, good ass movie.
I'll watch Mississippi Masala. The girl in that was fine as hell too, and the acting was done by the cast. And they didn't make me sit and listen to that bullshit ass singing. Yeah, keep that shit over there, man. Hey, look, man, that's not like us. Mighty Quinn is the Drake of movies, nigga. Don't bring that shit over here, man. You can come with one-liners, maybe, but don't bring that shit into no best movie conversations ever.
You know what? I'm gonna just put
I'll even give you up to this face so you can feel like a compliment. Hey, if we talk about a best scene or something and you got one, go ahead. I'll let you get that shit off, man. But don't bring that shit in here with this best movie shit, man. Like that shit. Come on. You ain't even about to disrespect these other directors like that. Come on, man.
You know what? Before we get off, and then we can go because I know everybody got things to do. I think I got a random text for somebody I've been waiting on. Anyway, random good and fuckery for the week, y'all. The Carter 6 is trash. God damn it.
Yeah.
I've heard that several times.
Agreed.
He's spitting, but he ain't talking about shit.
Agreed.
But it's trash. Like the first couple of songs is good, and then some of the songs that are actually good, like what Big X the Plug or whatever, that was just the Big X the Plug song that Wayne happened to be on. That's it. Or whatever.
Money grab.
It sounded like he was trying to make a hit album in 2015. Well, not even that. Like 2010, 2011. He was using all the old tricks. The shit trash. And had Peanuts to the Elephant. Oh my God. That shit is so true. If you put the lyrics on something else, it sounds good. That beat, it was just horrible. But that's it. That's my good and fuckery for the week. Carter 6 is trash. We don't speak of the Carter 6 no more. We're just gonna skip to Carter 7 if he makes one. As a matter of fact, I don't even want him to make one. We just speak of only the Carters to the 5 for now.
I don't want no more Carters. He can go ahead and go into his Las Vegas residency stage of his career, and I don't really have to hear from Lil Wayne again. I don't want to hear from him on politics. I'm cool on the songs that I already love from him and admire from him.
I'm good at Lil Wayne.
Was at a certain point, but at this point, as a person who's followed Lil Wayne's career from way back to the Cash Money mixtape, I don't want to hear this shit, and I'm good. I'm good on his concerts now. I'm good on his commentary now. I'm good on his interviews. I'm good. I'm just good on Lil Wayne at this point. I just want to remember him for who he is, and at this point, he need to become a legacy actor. You know, It's you and your Ric Flair stage of life. You be an ambassador for the sport and go out and do shake hands, kiss babies and shit, but don't you get your ass back in that ring no more.
It made me realize that the genius of Lil Wayne might be a little bit more than just him rapping. Other than it might be like the people around him, because right now his current people around him ain't doing shit for him right now. But like he definitely sound like from this that he's somebody that needs to be produced or whatever when he does the album. But yeah, that's
he becoming the mighty queen of rappers, man. I don't take that shit somewhere.
That's fucked up.
I hear that shit, man. Somebody gonna like it, but I ain't.
For the record, he said that's fucked up for the Mighty Quinn. He's not saying that's fucked up for Lil Wayne, y'all.
No, I'm not. That's fucked up with a Mighty Queen.
That's it.
And the irony is that both that movie and his music is fucked up. So we're all just fucked up out here. So we're gonna leave it at that. Good night on that. Nighty night, niggas.
Nighty night, niggas.
Shit, man. Let us know in the comments below, man. What was your relationship that failed that you look back on now and you either take more or less accountability than you did in that time, and why or why not? What are your top 3 favorite hood movies? Don't got to be our favorites, but what are your favorite hood movies? Tell us why right now or in the comments below. And as always, man, it's been a beautiful time having this conversation with y'all. Shout out to Last Call Podcast for stopping through and making sure that we were able to learn something new about technology tonight. Have probably the first, at least in my sphere, the first double stream dual podcast ever. And for just showing love and support as always, man. Shout out to a brother of a certain age. And please make sure to go check out his channel. Links are in the chat right now. Shout out to Black Anonymous who came through earlier. Shout out to Emmanuel Briggs for coming through. Just shout out to everybody, Kimberly Callahan, and all of the fam that's always here, and just love and respect to y'all. Hope this conversation was dope to y'all. Please continue to have this conversation with others. Share with somebody else you think the conversation may be dope to. Make sure you hit that like button if you enjoyed the conversation tonight, or if it resonated with you. You can also hit the unlike if it resonated with you in a negative way. All interaction is good interaction. And make sure if you have not joined the conversation in some way by jumping on the panel or another way, make sure you hit the chat or the comments below so that we can hear from you and we can keep this conversation going throughout the week. Shout out to everybody, man. As always, I have been your boy, Tiz. Snapping along with...
It's the other third of the partners.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry, y'all. Sorry, Phace. I'm sorry, Pat. Sorry.
Promotion time.
Phace. How do they get
artreclothing.com, artreclothing.com, ARTRE clothing.com. No, I don't spell clothing. It's the only place you can find any Partners merchandise, or the only place you can find the Partners merchandise. Check it out. Discount code top of the page as soon as you arrive at the page. Have a problem finding it through the .com I've given, you can always Google it. Everything Partners, you can Google everything. Pat, how can they find us?
How do they keep the conversation going, Pat?
Just point out that if y'all want some AC83, just like shown on my avatar, That's where you go to, rtraderclothing.com. Just want to put that up there.
Damn right.
All right.
Yeah,
Damn right.
THEPODNAS. That's @THEPODNAS. That's how they communicate with us in any type of way, form, or fashion to get the conversation going further here. That's any social medias. That's Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, X, Twitter, whatever the hell y'all want to call it, Blue Sky, all them
Threads,
shit.
all that shit.
Yeah, all them shits. And Facebook with Tiz Space Pat, all the partners, all the shits.
Yes. Email us also for any business. If you want to collab, if you got ideas for topics, if you want to just chat on some business level, the Podnas Podcast @gmail.com. The Podnas Podcast @gmail.com. But yeah, man, that's it. That's all. Join the conversation. We see y'all next week for another one of these things. We'll be back on our normal night next week on Saturday at 9:30 p.m. So please make sure you set your timers and look out for that notification so that you can click that notify. Hit the subscribe button and make sure you click that bell beside, because it'll let you know when all of our stuff is dropping, and it'll notify you when we're coming out with new content every week. Otherwise, hit all those links in our chat for a Brother of a Certain Age channel and Last Cause channel. Dope conversations going on over there as well. Please, please, please support our brothers. And we'll see y'all next week, man. Peace.
Peace.
We doing this later on Friday the 13th.
Nigga, what?
Peace.
Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
Every goddamn day.
Who the fuck you think you fucking with? I'm the fucking boss.
I'm the fucking boss.